but they have failed very woefully, and they will continue to fail. But I want to tell you that we are getting attacks from everywhere all over the world, and very soon they will buy over some of you. They will buy some of you over. The spirit of Ipob, Yasika, and Ifajuna are still in some of you. When the time comes, they will buy you over. I am not doing this program tonight to ask all of you to be strong. I am doing it to remind you, not that if they succeed in buying you over, you're not going to stop what we're doing. You can't. You cannot. Not in a trillion years. But I need you to appreciate one very simple fact. That at the end of this very race, everybody will testify that indeed Chukwuka Biama, the same God of Israel, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the same God of Ehiri in Aguleri, the same God of Umweri, the same God of Ora-Eri, the same God of Owe-Eri, the same God of Arochukwu. Not if you know about the true God, one true God. You will know that indeed, not only is he omnipotent, that same God is the owner of this very agitation. No human being can stop it. We have enemies, and we need to be very, very careful, both within and without. Very, very careful. Both within, and the next 2 weeks will be very pivotal. Next 2 weeks will be very, very important in the life, or should I say, in this very mission that we have embarked upon. The devil will do everything. And you are going to watch spectacularly how we are going to destroy and shame the enemy. That at the end, every glory and adoration will belong to God and not to man. Now let us go and tell you what is happening that some of you do not understand. I want those of you who are hardcore, those who we are chosen before you were born. There were some people who were chosen before they were born to agitate for Biafra restoration. This is a message for you. Those who from their mother's womb they were born to do this very work. You must be very, very strong. Because Biafra will open the eyes of black people all over the world. Because Biafra will mean that blacks from America, blacks from the Caribbean, from Southern America, they will all flood into Africa. It will be like the time that Yeshua was born. Biafra is like a light, a beacon. They will follow it. They will say, let us go and see what is happening there. That is what these neo-colonialists do not want. They don't want Biafra to come. I am telling our people so they understand the mountains. I didn't say one mountain. The mountains in front of us that we need to overcome. And for us to overcome it, we need to be very strong mentally, mental strength. Just like when you're doing anything in life, and it appears as if you are being buffeted from everywhere. That is the time that you no longer rely on willpower or your muscles. You go to your brain to endure and to persevere and to keep going until you overcome. That is the stage we are in right now. To make sure that our brain is in gear to confront everything the Janjaweed has to throw at us. We don't have money. Their budget is over $20 billion to fight us. They can bribe Facebook, they can buy them off. They can do anything they like. They can come to some of you and bribe you off. They can promise you what you've never had before. They can give you maybe a house in Dubai. They can promise you a vehicle. They can tell you, oh, we'll make you vice president. They can promise you anything to make sure that you're like them. But this very IPOB, this very hardcore is not going to move. And I will tell you why we can't move.
Of course, we are not going to move. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night to some of you, depending on where you are. You are welcome to this program. And while you are joining, invite other people to join by sharing the video. If you are watching from Facebook at Judge Money Blog, share the video and click the like button. If you are watching from YouTube, you don't need to share. All you need to do is to like the video. The algorithm will share the video. If you are watching from Twitter, you also retweet the video for other people to see. It is very, very important. I welcome you in the name of Elohim Chukwokikabiama, who lives in heaven, who made this day the day of Elohim. It is very, very important. Of course, you know what we are here to do. Of course, you know the prophecies of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that he is not saying this as a lamentation or complaint, because he knows that we are going to win the enemy. We are being buffeted everywhere, and we are going to emerge victoriously. He knows. That is the reason why he prepared us. He made us to be available on this day. A lot of things are going to change when it comes out. A lot of things are going to change. Those of you who has been ignorant all this while, all those months, almost a year now, maybe 2 months to get to a year now, all of you who are ignorant, I don't know how you are going to beat up yourself, even if you have the conscience, actually to ask yourself, why have I been ignorant all this while? Why have I been disobeying the command of the freedom that we are fighting? Why have I not been following what I am supposed to be following, but rather I am following the evil people? Do you know that the evil attract evil? For you to understand what is going on in our land, the evil people today is actually in higher number than the good people, because good attracts good. It is only good, and good people are very, very few in number. And that is the reason why they will keep bragging about 10,000 watching them in 5 minutes, because good people attract good people only. Evil people attract evil people. Worldly people attract worldly people. You know, comedians attract people who loves comedy. That's how it is. When you look at what is going on around our struggle today, you will understand that at the end of the day, the enemy is going to be, be shamed. You will understand that regardless of everything that they will do, they will come to that point where they are going to be the ones to expose themselves. Let's take, for example, in the last 10 months, we've been telling Simon, let's just play a devil advocate. We've been telling Simon that Nelly Ofebu does not mean good for the struggle. In the last 10 months, we've been telling Simon that autopilot is to counter IPOB. In the last 10 months, we've been telling Simon, the fund you are raising with Nelly Ofebu and co, that this fundraising you are doing, it is only to go and bring our boys in school down. That this fundraising, it is not going to help anybody. In the last 10 months, we've been advising Simon, retract your step and begin to work under the command of the leadership that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu put in place. In the last 10 months, we've been advising Simon that where you are going, there is no road there. And in the last 10 months, Simon ignored all our call, all our advice. He ignored it. Guess the reason why he ignored all this call? Because the evil people attract evil people. Because he is evil, he was able to work with Nelly. He was not able to work with people like us. He was not able to work with the DOS, the people who are truthful to the cause. The people who are truthful to the just cause that we are fighting for. He does not, they don't attract him, because he does not mean good for you. He means only good for himself. he mean only good for himself because he is in the Western world. He is a citizen there. So no matter what you do, in Biafra land, he has no heritage there anymore. He can be in Western world, he can die there, he can be buried there, he does not care. That's the only thing that is different from you, me, and him. And he chose to begin to work with Riteze. He chose to begin to work with Madam Oyibo. Even when everybody was lamenting that this woman from the USA has hand in what happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, without us knowing that he was also involved in the games that this women play. He was, strongly involved in the games that this woman play. There is a question I want to ask you that is under the influence of my voice this evening, this afternoon, this morning. I want to ask you a question. If you are dining, eating, marrying with me for the past 10 months, you did not see my fault. You never see anything wrong that I did. Immediately when me and you have issues, immediately when me and you have problems, you start now seeing my fault. You start now telling the world, sharing my nude pictures to the world. What does that tell you? There is a conflict of interest. The reason why him and Nelly are fighting each other today is because there is a conflict of interest. These were the cabals created to counter and belittle and undermine the struggle for freedom that we are embarked upon. To undermine it, to make the world see us as jokes, to make the world see us as unserious people. That's why he's been doing all sort of, nonchalant acts that he's been presenting to the public, including to the highest of it, as if it wasn't enough, insulting the family of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, insulting the struggle, insulting the structures, led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, as if it wasn't enough, calling all of them criminals. He went ahead and started posting nude pictures in this struggle. What does that say to the eyes of the world? International community, people who matters, what are they going to see us to be? Because he keeps shouting, disciple, disciple. Some of you does not understand the reason why we do what we do all the time. It is not because I am not doing what I am doing right now because I don't get information with regards to what is going on in the zoo. I am doing what we are doing because there is something you must remove from a meat before you consume the meat. Number one is that we need to protect the interest of our struggle. We need to protect the dignity of our struggle, because we saw all those things, all the shenanigan that is playing out today coming. We must protect the dignity, the interest. We must tell the world that the enemy that is within us, the enemy that is around us, is not part of us, because they will orchestrate every activities that will ruin the reputation and the activities of our just cause that we are fighting. That is the reason why we are always there, following them, debunking everything they present to the world, to international community, because they are watching. Imagine if Donald Trump, President Biden was paying attention to activities of our agitation. And then on Twitter, all of a sudden, Joe Biden saw a picture of a woman who has been talking about, agitation or secessionists or secession of in Nigeria, or the woman who has been a member of Ipob, or a man who has been interviewed by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. sharing a nude picture of a woman just because they have issues amongst themselves. The nude picture they shared in secret. In secret. Was that day the day Simon received the nude picture of Nelly? Was it that day that he shared it? Of course, no. He received it long ago. When Nelly was showing him, this was how I did this, this work, this spiritual work. Or this is how I look after my skin. I use egg to look after my skin, because you cannot use egg to do any ritual. You can only use egg to destroy every ritual done against you. You use egg to counter every juju done against you. You cannot use egg to do any ritual. So when they present that image showing you, telling you that Nelly was doing ritual and he was videoing it, you saw the skin of Nelly. You saw that it looks like she rubbed herself with an egg. Do you know what that means? A woman will go any length in order to take care of their skin. I am not covering up for Nelly. Nelly is an evil woman. But I am stating a fact. Now, a woman can go any level, any length to take care of their skin. And the person whom they know that they trust, they can share what they are doing with that person. They can share it with that person. So, the egg you see there could be that Nelly is using egg to put on her skin in order to let her skin glow and shine. And the thing they call a pea, it could be an olive oil. I don't know. I'm just telling you what could be, behind all those things. And she took the picture and said to her boyfriend, this is how I take care of my skin. This is how I do this. This is how I do that. I don't know. But at the end of the day, when you watch what is going on, you will understand that, that what she, the pictures of what you saw, egg cannot be used to do juju. Egg, Greek, Greek, cannot be used to do juju. Ask anybody who knows Ordinana. Ask anybody who knows and all these things we are talking about here. So that is by the way. What am I trying to say? I am trying to tell you that what you saw in that image is not what they told you it was. Number one, no Dibianyanzu will present the prayer that they make for you. We present it back to the world. It is against the Dibianyanzu. It makes the Dibianyanzu unqualified and unprofessional Dibianyanzu. We know that Nelly is diabolical, but it has nothing to do with that naked picture you see there, believe you me. Nelly is diabolical. The first time I started debunking Nelly, she sent an attack on me. I saw it. And I came to tell her, when I came to a program, I said, I received your message. How are you? It was just the response to the message. I received your message, but I hope you got mine. Likewise, Simon, he is a very diabolic person. Regardless of bringing over Jesus and all this blessed sacrament and all these things behind him, he is a very diabolic person. Don't think that what we are doing here, that he leaves it here. He does not leave it here. Simon goes far and further than what you might think that we are doing here. It is only those who are doing what we are doing here, who pay attention to the spirit, to their spirit, will be able to tell you exactly what is going on within this war we are fighting. It does not just end in the media. They take it very far. And we know that. These people are diabolic people. But when they present something to deceive us with regards to what they are doing, when they present something blackmailing one another, because the real truth is that they know what two of them are hiding. Both of them know what two of them are hiding. They just fight, bringing it to be like a personal matter. You know, blackmail me this way, I blackmail you this way, because maybe they are under oath. These two. Blackmail me how this way, I blackmail you this way. You know, say this one, of course, we've been telling you that Nelly sold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We've been telling you that all her accomplices, Rites, Madam Oyibo, whatever, all of them, Rabbi Charles, all these people, those who were chased out of IPOB, all of them, they are involved, including Simon. So, you know, you remember that whenever he couldn't win you, he went to broadcast on Radio Biafra. He could not, you know, he didn't meet the criteria to be behind the mic of Radio Biafra. He come out and started blackmailing the DOS and started playing victim. Now he saw that there is already a problem in their cabals, which is cabal that is consist of Umuada Highway, you know, led by Rites, Bridget, Nelly Ofebu, the front woman, and Simon, who is their media warrior. You know, he will be able to, you know, turn against every exposition we did against these people who sold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He is able to turn it around because he has a criminal mind. Whichever thing that we present, whichever way we present it to you, he's able to turn it around. You know, they were working together. Do you know what is an accomplice to a criminal? Accomplice to a criminal, if there is a criminal who go out there to rob a shopping mall and pulling out, you are the one, he jump into your car, you automatically an accomplice to the criminality. You didn't do the criminality there, but as long as you gave him a lift, as long as you are found inside that car, you are a syndicate. You are one of the member of their syndicate. Because there is always a division of labor in everything that you do. So, my obligation, my request, and my actually complaint is not because I'm not complaining against Simon debunking Nelly, but I am complaining. You've been working with Nelly in the last 11 months. You didn't find fault in Nelly. Immediately when Nelly come and fight against Alinora Super Chat, where you are getting extra cash from what you and them are doing, you now started finding fault to get back at Nelly because she fought Alinora Super Chat. Now you start now to play victim. You were under juju. You were investigating Nelly. You've been playing victim all this while. And all this victim you've been playing, you know, where do you think it is going to take you to? Because we know how you started. We know how you joined them. We know what you people have achieved. We know what you people have cost us. It is only us who knows what you people have done to Biafrans. Of course, Biafrans, they are gullible. They don't know. There are many Biafrans they don't know what is going on. They don't know the fight that we have embarked upon for their own sake. They don't know. All they do is to be on the comment section, trying to insult, trying to blackmail, trying to kill your spirit, trying to do all that, while we are trying to protect the integrity, the dignity, the reputation of our struggle, of our just cause. We've been trying to protect it in the last 11 months. If we did not do so, the enemy will be laughing at us. The enemies will be laughing at us. The reason why we continue to tell you that Simon is never one of us. He's never an IPOB. It's because whatever he does, he must be held accountable. He must take responsibility of everything that he presents, everything that he does in the social media space, or whatever he says. And the nude picture is now one of them. He is not part of us. So he's bound to do whatever he is doing. He's a blogger. That's what we are presenting to the world. He is a blogger. We've been saying it even before this move he made. He's a blogger. But do not be deceived. Do not be deceived. Because the deceit is what is about to come again. Trying to make you believe that he is not part of Nelly's activities. There is somebody that I saw today is an autopilot. He started asking me, why would Simon do? I say, why are you asking me? Is that not your chief autopilot? The people that you say that are gingering Nigeria. Go and ask him. Go and ask him. Because the time to explain to you, is over. I don't have that time anymore to explain myself to you anymore. Because this time around, you will begin to see it yourself. How it is unfolding. You've been working with me in the last 11 months. Only because I stop you from taking Alenora super chat and before you comment, you pay $1. I stop it. All of a sudden, I become a criminal. All of a sudden, I now become a native doctor goer. Alone, you are innocent. You are innocent. These two has been working together prior to the time Mazi Nnamdi Kanu traveled to Kenya. That was the reason why Simon told you from the beginning that DOS were the only people who knew that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was in Kenya. He came back to tell you that the DOS, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu couldn't trust DOS to tell them that he is going to Kenya. Did you see the different statement made against these same people? He said that DOS were the only people who knew that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was in Kenya. Who came about and said DOS, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu couldn't trust you to tell you he was in Kenya. That is contradiction. That is incrimination of himself. Now, he came about again. He continued to tell you these people sold this Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Family of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu sold him. Emmanuel Kanu called him a Fulani boy. What has it to do with investigating Nelly? AKA, he is the same as Nelly. Nelly Ofebu is Simon. Simon is Nelly. He said it himself. The voice is there all over social media. Everything that Nelly does, it means that Simon does the same. Whatever Nelly does, Simon does the same. That is the reason why Nelly Ofebu is Simon and Simon is Nelly Ofebu. Now the gospel is over. I hope I have spoken the mind of some of you who are intellectual. Now let us go to the topic that I have for today. The topic I have for today is that few days ago, Simon made a broadcast saying that Nelly Ofebu knows what happened and that Nelly Ofebu was the one who orchestrated the attack or the invasion of Ejiofor's home. Now, the most important thing is, and in my observation, Nelly Ofebu orchestrated the invasion of Ejiofor, and then on that day, when the invasion happened, Barrister Ejiofor was actually in his home. They went somewhere, they came back home. He was with Benjamin Madubugu at his home on that day. You know, there were three actually, but I'm going to mention only this person. Benjamin Marubugu was with them. There were three who went to where they went to, but the other person went home and they came back very late. Benjamin and Marubugu now have to sleep over at Barrister Joffor's house. Now, while those things, when they were in their home, you know, arrived home, they were doing their things or sleeping. They started hearing a noise. They started hearing a noise, you know. The noise that they were hearing, they thought it was the boys on the ground fighting. It was Benjamin Marubugu who told Barrister Joffor that these are the Ikwikwis. We call them Ikwikwis. These are the Ikwikwis. Go to the strong room. They all went into the strong room. And inside that strong room, there is no network to communicate with Simon. And the Joffor did not communicate that to Simon or relate to Simon that he was under attack. Because he was in a strong room where there is no network. Now, that is, by the way, now with around 3 a.m. finish time, Simon made a broadcast telling Biafrans that Barrister Joffor home is under attack. He made a broadcast telling them that Barrister Joffor's house is under attack. Now the question is, how did he find out that Barrister Joffor's home was under attack at that time of the night when he's supposed to be sleeping? 3 a.m. No one plays at that time. Even if you say, let's say that he is a killer, those who do calamity, those who dance calamity, 2 a.m. you go home, right? If you are dancing calamity that you love calamity too much, at least 2 a.m. you go home. You go home at 2 a.m. And then, or maybe you go home 1:30 a.m. And when you get home, you probably intoxicated, probably tired, looking for your bed. Or let's say you came home with Nwa. If you came home with Nwa as somebody who is unmarried, okay, you will not leave Nwa to go and start sourcing information at that point in time. We are playing a devil advocate, right? To see the reason why he could be awake at that time of the night, trying to get the information that Barrister Joffor's house is under attack. Now, when that information came in, you know, probably they confirmed by Nelly, because he said he confessed that it was Nelly, and there is no way it could be Nelly that he is not involved. Because if, let's say that it was Nelly who gave him the information, let's say if it was Nelly who told him that the deal is done, now you must go and announce it so that it will look like that you have your network that gives you information at any given time. Now, he came out that time of the morning and he said he called our people to go and help Barrister Joffor. Of course, if it was they know that it is a government. There is no way. What are you going to do to the government? What are you going to do to the government? Now, medicine after death, knowing that nothing could be done. Now, after all that happened, he made that broadcast. He ended that broadcast, I think, around 3:30 p.m. or 4 a.m. Sorry, 3:30 a.m. or 4 a.m. in the morning. Now, okay, and we left all these things. We never suspected, we didn't know what was going on until to this day that he said, until he came here to say,
we are coming
to this knows.
So this exposition is not just
that Nelly Ofebu knows who, or Nelly Ofebu was the one who orchestrated the attack. I am not actually saying it was not Nelly Ofebu, but I'm saying that he's also involved. That was the reason why he got the information very, very fast. Because if you can tell me, if this guy has that relationship with a Ejiofor from the beginning, if he has that relationship, that beautiful relationship from the beginning with a Ejiofor, do you believe that this guy will come to this extent when Barrister Ejiofor came to speak the truth, to tell us to listen to the DOS, that was what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu want, and that he does not play with. That he does not play with, instruction. Now, after that, he came to say these things. Let us go back to this. Let us go back to this and see, is it because Barrister Ejiofor came to tell you the heart of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which you claim you are his disciple, and you started blackmailing him? You started being in support of what Nelly and or your co-autopilot we are talking about, that Barrister Ejiofor was compromised, and you made all sort of threats, all sort of, you said all sort of things here. Now let's listen to it, to hear from it.
Good evening, good morning. Hey, Biafrans all over the world were thrown in disarray. The interview granted by Barrister Ejiofor, the former lead counsel of the indigenous people of Biafra, representing and defending Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. The interview and the utterances of Barrister Ejiofor is totally unacceptable, and I have not come here to attack Barrister Ejiofor, but I have come here to address Barrister Ejiofor as a civil man, civilized man that I am, and a man who knows what is right and what is wrong, a man who can make decisions on his own, a man who knows what he wants, a man who knows what the community, the nation of Biafra wants.
A man who knows what he wants. A man who knows what the community wants, which is a expose and all this to to manipulate you so that you wouldn't know when he is busy killing you. A man who knows what he wants is the same man who told you that he was under a spell of Nelly. A man who knows what he wants is the same man who is telling you now under a spell he was misled, which means he's not a man who knows what he wants. He's a man who is moved by material things and moved by a woman. Listen.
This point, a man who can make a decision that will facilitate the release and unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. A man who listens to people, a man who listens to both child, adult, and elderly people.
A man who listens to people, both child and adult and elderly people. Now, this man, we've been calling on you in the last 12 months to tell you that where you are going, there is no road there. Nelly Ofebu and co, that we have already known that they are compromised. Then you continue to work with them. You didn't listen to us until it gets to this point. And today now you are claiming it was a spell. You are claiming it was a spell, but now you have never come out one day to apologize to Biafrans, to apologize to the people you've been blackmailing, to apologize to family of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that you've been blackmailing. You have never come out to apologize to them, but you are coming out now to destroy Nelly, so that when you destroy Nelly, you will now feel like you have exonerated yourself. And you want to tell us now you catch our criminal. What you want to actually tell us that you are the man, you did it, you catch our criminal. The criminal that you were in cohoot with, working hand in hand to destroy Ipob led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. In the name, to the extent that you called Ipob criminals. You called Ipob criminals Ipob. You say criminal, Ipob, DOS, and their eras. You called Ipob criminal. But you are a man who listens to people. We called you in order. We called you in order. If you never believed that anybody is compromised, you know my stance before I started preaching this gospel that I'm preaching today. You know it. Now, let's go there. This man is now playing victim. Let us continue to listen to him. Fighting with Barrister Joffa or blackmailing him.
I did not come here to also romance and mince my word. I have come to say the record very, very straight. Before going forward, those of you listening from Biafra land, on the voice of Biafra 97.5 FM, live and direct in Biafra land, I tell you good evening from here. We have listened to Barrister Ejiofor, and like I said, it has become imperative to address him and address the interview he granted probably yesterday, the 13th day of February or a day after. I am not very sure which day that interview was granted, where Barrister Ejiofor decided to mingle into the Biafra affair. And I want Biafra people to understand that Barrister Ejiofor is just doing his job as a lawyer. Barrister Ejiofor is doing his job. His job is to represent Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and whoever that is paying him to represent Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he represent and speak for the best interest of such group.
Now he is telling you that whoever that is paying him, so it means that whoever that is paying him, he will represent to their best interest, which means he is trying to now tell you, paraphrase, that Ejiofor is now taking it because of the highest bidder. That Ejiofor is now on the highest bidder. Now, let us continue, because this is what is called a constructive blackmail and sabotage. Let us continue to listen.
We have also informed the lawyers that as far as this struggle is concerned, as far as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, as far as the legal team has been humiliated by the Nigeria state, as far as the right of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been breached with impunity, irrespective of the lawyers, having no regard for the constituted authority, having no regard for the constitution of Nigeria, having no regard for the constitution and the international treaties of which Nigeria state is signatory to, having no regard to the fact that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have a lawyer in the name of Barrister Ejiofor. The first day he appeared in court in Nigeria, Barrister Ejiofor was not informed. The first day he was dragged and brought to Nigeria, the lead counsel of the former lead counsel, Barrister Ejiofor, had no knowledge. And that could throw a very serious question to the possibility and the capability of the lead counsel then to continue to oversee and lead the legal team for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. When the Nigeria state will humiliate you.
Did you see now what I called constructive sabotage? Constructive sabotage and the insult. Undermining the capability, but he does not want to say it straight. He is actually constructively saying it. Now, some of you who are sensitive, who knows that if he comes clean to say what he wanted to say or what he is actually, trying to say, he knows that some of you will attack him. That is the reason why he became so constructive in what he was saying here. And remember, the reason why he said this, because Barrister Ejiofor came out to say the truth with regards to what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wanted and want even now. Let us continue.
When the Nigerian state does not have regard to you, when the Nigerian state does not respect anything that you do for the best interest of our leader. I can understand Mr. Ejiofor is going through a lot, and that is why I have always defended him on my program. That is why I have always asked people to use Barrister Ejiofor and respect me. And I know that this day is going to come. I know that for the fact that I have been defending Barrister Ejiofor on my program, I know that the next person they are going to use to attack Umuchineke, the only truth and the only autopiloted IPOB under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, will be Barrister Ejiofor. I know that whenever Barrister Ejiofor come to speak in the favor of the criminals in the DOS, the last fight has begun. I know any day Barrister Ejiofor come to address the DOS as the people to listen to, it means we have won the battle. I have waited, and I was expecting this to happen after the court, but it happened earlier. I was expecting this particular interview, this particular last fight that Barrister Ejiofor granted this interview. I was expecting that interview, towards the end of this month. And that's why I have always said that the criminals in DOS who have breached and who are treacherous in everything they do for Biafra restoration, that their end will be the end of this month. Because I was expecting Barrister Ejiofor to grant that interview by the end of September, by the end of February. Today, it has happened that this interview came earlier like I didn't expect. And without wasting any
You will never see us coming, obviously.
Addressing Barrister Ejiofor. Like I said, I want Biafrans to understand that I will be coming from a different perspective. For those who are expecting me to begin to lash Barrister Ejiofor and to tear him apart and to expose him and to disgrace him and to make him, reduce him to nobody on media, believe me,
and to expose him
today. But
and to expose him on what? Expose him on what? So if you know that there is something he is up to, you couldn't say it. You cannot say it. Let us continue.
You will not be disappointed completely.
Okay.
I want Biafrans to understand that Barrister Ejiofor is doing his job. His house has been attacked twice, assassination attempt, and people have been killed in the quest for his involvement in representing the indigenous people of Biafra and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. People have been slaughtered in his home. His home has been burnt. And what I have come to tell you now is there are consequences. And the consequences is very, very clear. the consequences of Barrister Ejiofor involvement in Biafra, representing the indigenous people of Biafra, and probably some other things that are not in the public. So, as a human, he does his job. I am going to address this issue from the point of view of a legal professional.
Okay.
The issue
From the point of view of a legal professional. So he called himself a lawyer here. Remember, he called himself a lawyer here. Point of view of a legal professional. So let us continue. For when he might, maybe tomorrow he might ask you, where did I call myself a lawyer? Where did I tell you I'm a lawyer? So remember this day. Let us continue.
you see today is that when the caliphate wanted to stop the economic sanction, when the caliphate wanted to stop the civil disobedience in Biafra land, when the caliphate wanted to truncate and scuttle the activities of the genuine IPOB, nicknamed the autopilot, when they have tried everything to scuttle the activities of these people, which I am very proud of, that want Biafra today, tomorrow, when they have tried to destroy the activities of this movement, when they have tried to betray the activities of this movement, when they tried to sabotage every move we have made to create awareness for the Biafra people, they all failed. They tried it through the DOS, the criminals there, they all failed. They threatened us on social media, it didn't work. They threatened us on Radio Biafra, it didn't work. They brought knives, some people brought knife on live TV to threaten us, it didn't work. They threatened all the people in Biafra land to kill them, and it didn't work. They unleashed Nigeria police, the DSS, the army against our people, it didn't work. So, and people have been campaigning and asking questions. What can they do to stop Simon Ekpa? Some people suggested that why can't Barrister Ejiofor go to our leader and let our leader pronounce Simon Ekpa, that Simon Ekpa has been sacked and Simon Ekpa is not part of them, and this and that. And a lot of people suggested that, oh, how can they do that? Because Simon Ekpa is not a member of IPOB, according to them. Simon Ekpa is not an OT member and all that. So there must be a way to scuttle the activity of the disciple of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And that is what you see today. They have failed, and I'm going to tell you today that the shot Ejiofor fired, he fired it at the wrong target. I've always tell people, when you live in a glass house, do not throw stone. When you live in a glass house, do not throw stone. When you throw stone, the stone may land at one of the glass and got the glass broken. Like I said, I always respect people, especially those that I respect. I respect them so much. I always give them what I call ofo in Igbo language: justice, fairness, equity. When Asaridu Kubo came and started attacking Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the entire Eastern Security Network and IPOB on social media, it was as a result of agreement that Ejiofor went into with Asaridu Kubo and Wazurike.
Did you hear that? Blackmail, blackmail, blackmail time. Listen attentively. The same person he told you to to use and respect him. You will see now blackmail, blackmail, blackmail time. Pay very good attention so that you will see. Constructively attacking, but now there is no more constructive. Because at the end of every tunnel, you will see a light. Listen to it. Very, very important.
A lot of Biafrans questioned such agreement. A lot of Biafrans said Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can never have anything to do with Asaridu Kubo. And when you look at it, you know that is correct. When you look at it, you know that is absolutely correct. So the question you should be asking yourself is, you today that know that our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can never have anything to do with Asari Dokubo, why did Barrister Ejiofor went into agreement with Asari Dokubo? The other question you should be asking yourself as we address this particular issue is, if Barrister Ejiofor went into agreement with Asari Dokubo like Asari Dokubo claimed, or that he didn't go into agreement with Asari Dokubo like Asari Dokubo claimed, did Barrister Ejiofor come live to address the question of Asari Dokubo, whether that his claim was actually true or not? Barrister Ejiofor did not do that, so which means it is true.
Trusted, okay. When you talk about this, how did he hear it? Where was the evidence? Did he show you any evidence? Of course, no. But all the efulefus, they will tell you Simon work with evidence. Simon, when he does that, he say with evidence. Did he show you any evidence? Just to destroy the name of Barrister Ejiofor. Let me actually show you the reason why he wanted to destroy the name of Barrister Ejiofor. Let's reiterate on that. Before we continue, I hope you remember where we stopped. That's where we are going to pick it up from. Let's reiterate. To advise those who are fighting the DOS and the leadership of IPOB.
Well, if you are following my updates, I've severally admonished in line with instruction from my client. And what I can tell you is that I understand that many people don't understand that any message coming out from me is coming out from Nnamdi Kanu. I must say, if I write any word, I'm saying this because I know that tomorrow somebody will record what I'm saying now and keep it for him to see. Any message coming out from him, from me, from this mouth, writing update, is coming out from him. Don't add, don't subtract. I don't even subtract. So I encourage people to pay attention to my update. I'm not the kind of most trusted. Go write it down. I am his most trusted. Most trusted. Note it for me today. I'm saying publicly now. I am his most trusted. Everybody who knows to know about that. I am his most trusted. So anything coming out from my mouth, I object or write in my update. It's his words. I don't need to add to that. And if you're following my update, he's saying nothing but people should align with his structure. People should respect the US. And nothing more. That's all. So anybody who is doing anything tantamount to that, so oh, that's settled. So any word coming out from me is coming out from him. It's his words. Take it from me. Don't listen to people who are confused. Many people are confused who are benefiting from one thing or the other they're doing to circumvent or probably to achieve their selfish interests. Right? Sexual offense. But that's not the point. The point that any word coming out from me is coming out from you. That's why I read it right. Whenever you say I visit him and write an update, take it from me. Put me as thinker. Take it that way. That's settled. So thank you so much.
Okay, before I go to the last question, people say that the message that you are writing, some of them see it as a very big grammar and it's written in metaphor that they are not able to understand it. So I don't know if there is any way you will be able to make that message in a simple English, in a simple word that our people will be able to understand, because they are not able to decode your metaphor.
My brother, sorry about this. I've taken time to listen to the complaints about things I do. You know what? My problem is that whenever I get probably I find myself in a certain mood, I'll write things that when you read it, you feel you have to get close to your dictionary to understand things I do. But you can understand that the one update I did about a few days ago, I have to come down to level of my level of Umochineke. Few of them who may not understand, and I can assure them going forward I'll flow from that pattern for them to understand, because English is not our mother language, it's a foreign language. So I have to demystify it in a manner they will understand, sentence to sentence, what I mean. So but I'm saying that Nnamdi Kanu is not playing with this structure. He said nobody should make no mistake about it, that structure remains intact. And anybody who's working against structure is offending him. That's settled. That's all.
So that means DOS we should listen to.
Sure.
Thank you very much. The last question is, what is your... Now, this
Another
was
thing
the
you
scene
need to be asking yourself.
This was the sin that Barrister Joffo committed. This was the sin Barrister Joffo committed because he gave, he passed a message which is from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu through to Biafrans. That was the sin Joffo committed. Are you paying attention? That is the reason why he said that Fulani want to use a Joffo to scuttle the activities of the Umuchineke. Let's continue where we stopped. I have taken your mind back to it. Let's continue where we stopped.
The question is, let's agree that Barrister Ejiofor tried to reach agreement for the best interest of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because he was not alone. The wife was part of the agreement. The in-law was part of the agreement. But what should surprise you is you, as a follower of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, were you surprised to hear that Ejiofor reached out to Asari Dokubo and Wazirike for peace talk? And when the information came public, what was your reaction as a follower, not just a follower, but a true follower of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Of course, many of you were disappointed. And that was the reason I came to make a video and say, Asari Dokubo, I have not come here to attack you, but going forward, if you continue to attack Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I will come for you. And exactly what I did. The same thing I'm going to do today. Because of this particular comment that came from Barrister Ejiofor, it must be very clearly stated.
You heard the comment.
Beginning to advocate for the state of Biafra, he must be very clearly to mention that to us. If he is ready to take part in the IPOB movement and agitation for Biafra, he must come very open. Because for now, the only business that Barrister Ejiofor have in Biafra struggle is to give us update about the legal proceedings, about the technicalities, about what they are doing and preparing to defend Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and how he can be released unconditionally. Barrister Ejiofor have no business to come publicly to advocate or to speak on behalf of the criminals in the US.
Barrister Ejiofor has no business to come publicly or to speak. So if he has no business to come publicly or to speak on behalf of, Biafrans, or on behalf of the leadership that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu structured and left behind, now who has that mandate to do so? When ever since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been in DSS dungeon, this guy never sent anybody to go and see him. This guy never ever called a lawyer to go and represent him. This guy never ever made any contingency plan, to hear from him. He didn't. Now, the people who are seeing him all the time, when they come to relay a message given to them by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he will tell you that they are Fulani's last attack. That they are Fulani's last attack. You people believed him. Ndala, Umwekwezu believed him. They believed him. Now, he is now telling you it is not a mandate of Barrister Ejiofor to come and tell us what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said. So why did he not provide the person that has that mandate to come and tell us what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wanted? And this is where he will go ahead and say, we can no longer take orders from anybody in the DSS dungeon. If you never heard it before and you believe it was a conspiracy theory, I want you to hear it now. You will hear it here.
He has crossed the boundary, and that is unacceptable and will never be acceptable. I am going to not go too much and go deeper into what I'm about to do, but I will reserve it for the next time. But the question is this: the job of the legal team of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is to speak to Biafrans and give Biafrans update. As I speak to you today, not only that, that particular task of giving update to Biafrans has been zero. It is completely zero. And we can no longer accept, I have been saying it before, that we don't want to be hearing and reading how our leader is doing, how our leader is doing fine, how our leader is wishing us happy birthday, how our leader is celebrating with us in DSS dungeon while he slept without pillow. Simon Ekpa was the first person to raise alarm about the welfare, the maltreatment, the torture, and the bad condition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in DSS dungeon. Barrister Ejiofor and the legal team has been going to meet our leader, and they had the knowledge that our leader was being maltreated, was being tortured. Our leader were not sleeping with pillow. Our leader has not been allowed to change his cloth. The legal team and Barrister Ejiofor have full knowledge of this particular human rights abuse against our leader. They never come publicly to say it. They always come to tell us that our leader is in high spirit. I have been saying it, not today, not yesterday. I have started saying this months ago. It was after my complaint about that our leader have not been allowed to change his cloth, and of course, some of them suspected that maybe some information is leaking to me, and they came publicly to announce how bad our leader has been treated in the DSS dungeon. Now, the question I want to ask Barrister Ejiofor is, because you said that the video the interview will be recorded and will be given to our leader when it comes out. So you are putting it on record. Now, the question I want to ask you, Barrister Ejiofor, what was the reason why you have refused to raise alarm that our leader is not sleeping or was not sleeping with pillow? What was the reason you refused to raise alarm that our leader has not been allowed to change his cloth? What was the reason you refused to raise alarm that...
Okay. Number one, Simon does not have anybody in the DSS dungeon that is looking to see, that is seeing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And he claimed Barrister Ejiofor did not raise alarm that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was not sleeping in a pillow or allowed to be changing clothes. Rather. How did Simon know? Ask him, how did he get that information? Since Barrister Ejiofor could not raise the alarm, how did he get the information? Let us continue.
Almost all his right has been breached with impunity. Why have you refused to raise alarm that our leader has been tortured mentally, physically, and otherwise by not allowing him to have communication with anybody outside within this vicinity where he's been detained? Why have you refused to raise alarm that the room where you meet with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is bugged until we complain, until we were started shouting, until Biafra begin to make noise, until we begin to disobey orders, until we begin to rebel, until we begin to show how serious we are? You continue to, conceal this information, and you didn't make it public until then. So we need to ask you, Barrister Ejiofor, to tell us, I have the knowledge and the intel that ever since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu arrived in Nigeria, he has not slept with pillow. He didn't start.
He has the knowledge and the intel. Who is that intel? Of course, the people they sold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to. The DSS is working with. Remember I told you there are some things that happens inside the DSS dungeon that is not in a public domain. He will come and say it here in the name we are doing exposition, which any other person cannot hear. Because a witch, when the witch finish suck your blood in the night, they will be the first person to come and say, how are you the next day, the next morning. I want you to understand the reason why I brought this video to you. I am not analyzing it voice by voice, but I want you to pick up one or two things before we go to the video that I am going to give you the analysis on. Pay attention.
The day you announce it. So tell us the reason why you didn't tell Biafrans. Not just telling Biafrans, but tell us why you did not raise alarm for the international community, for concerned human rights group, for civil rights movement to take note that he was being maltreated in the DSS dungeon. That alarm was not raised, and we cannot accept that. We want Barrister Ejiofor to also inform us and tell us many times he has been attacked, and why are they attacking him? What was the reason of the assassination attempt in Barrister Ejiofor's house? That information is not yet public. We know that there are evidences, CCTV evidences. Court has also compensated you with 50 million naira as compensation for people for.
Now, throwing this question at Barrister Ejiofor shows that Barrister Ejiofor did not communicate with him the day of the attack. Asking this question shows you that Barrister Ejiofor did not give him the information that he's under attack. So who did? It was only Barrister Ejiofor at that moment in time knows that he was under attack. It was only him. Where Saved Him does not have network. It was only him that knows. How did he come to find out to broadcast it 3 a.m. in the morning in Finland time, which is around 1 a.m. in the morning in Biafra time? How does he know? Let us continue. Keep picking up a point because we are going somewhere.
Invading your house, we do not know whether that 50 million naira is also part of those who were killed, part of those who were burnt inside the car in your house. We do not know. But the public and Biafran people are very eager to know. They are beginning to ask questions. We want to know who wanted to kill you. Have the Nigeria government investigated it? Because you have already been to court and court have compensated you, which means there is an investigation, there is some kind of investigation, and there is some kind of information. So can you be also very kind as somebody who is integrity person, somebody who is whiter than white, to tell Biafrans, because we love you, who wanted to kill you? And we know that court have given you and granted you.
Who wanted to kill you? He knew that it was him, Nelly Ofebu and co. He now asking the question to know exactly if Barrister Ejiofor already had the knowledge, or yet, if he already got the knowledge, maybe he believes is the reason why Barrister Ejiofor came to tell you that we should listen to the DOS. He's asking who wanted to kill you. Listen and listen good.
Position. We want to also ask Barrister Ejiofor that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was arrested in 2015 and he was granted bail in 2017. His house was attacked, people were killed, and dogs were killed, animals were killed. He fled and saved his life. We want to ask Barrister Ejiofor, as the lead counsel of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is there any reason for you not filing for compensation or filing for any kind of case against Nigeria government for the invasion of our leader's house? We understand that Aloy Ejimiako came on board not quite long ago, and he has been able to file that application. So is there any reason for you as the lead counsel, who have worked with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for ages and who he trusts so much, which I believe, and I'm not doubting that, is there any reason for you not to have filed application to court when you noticed that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was not killed? This is a question, and we want answer, because now we are going on media, and you know that I respect you a lot, and the way I'm addressing you today does not, remove anything from that respect. But nobody stand on the way of freedom of Biafra. You don't stand on the way of freedom of Biafra. Wow. People have died. Men have shed blood. They have killed us, and our women and children have lost their life.
Men have shed blood. They have killed us. So you knew, and you've been working with Nelly of Ebu. You knew, you've been working with Madam Oyibo. You knew, you've been working with Bridget. Let us continue.
So nobody will come and stand on the way of the freedom of Biafra people. Not when this generation, of which I am very proud of, part of, will be still there. So these are the questions we want to ask you, and we want you to also go back to the media and address it. Otherwise, we ask you going forward, do not make comment on anything concerning IPOB. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu give you a message, you know where to deliver that message. Go to the people.
Did you see that blackmail? He pinpointed on where he is going to use to blackmail a job. For now, send a message, go back and debunk of what you said. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu give you message, you know where to go and give that message to. Because the message coming from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not regarded. It's not regarded according to the criminal you see talking. I hope you are getting the psychology. He pinpointed how he will blackmail Barrister Ejiofor, so that he is telling you, if you do this thing, if you expose me next time, if you come out in public to expose me next time, I am going to ask you this, I am going to blackmail you with this, I am going to blackmail you with that. He pinpointed them and sent down the message, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu message must not be shown to the public. He does not want the public to know the heart of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What he wants us to do, only want the public to keep seeing him as the leader. Are you listening? Listen to it more.
Where the message is meant for, and deliver the message, so that we don't go into complete and total media war with you. We know that the Nigeria state is running helter-skelter because of the emergence of the autopilot under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. There is nothing anybody can do.
Autopilot under the leadership of the same man. When he give you message, you shouldn't bring the message to the people that he gave you message to deliver. You should take that message to somebody. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu never talked about autopilot. In his absence, autopilot emerged and claiming that they are now the new leaders. Hey, do you know what is a coup? It is called planning a coup in order to blackmail other people. That is what you are seeing right now. A coup to blackmail other people. Now let us continue.
About this movement, autopilot, automatically piloted movement for Biafra restoration. There is nothing anybody can do. We know that the emergence of this group will make a lot of you to run mad. And we are already seeing it. And of course, We expected that they are going to use you, and they have used you. And I'm not going to caution anybody who get angry and address you anyhow they want for just this one time. I will not caution anybody who will come to my program or who will come to anywhere where we are having program to vent his or her anger against you for this one time. I will not stop anybody to vent his or her anger, especially concerned Biafrans, about the interview you granted. After venting their anger, when I feel that I am satisfied with their anger, I will begin to defend you as usual.
Well, are you listening? Did you hear that? After blackmailing him, in case if eventually if Barrister Joffo is moved with his blackmail, you know, now if you know that if Mazi Nnamdi can give you message, don't deliver it to the public, deliver it to Asare Dokubo. That's what he said here now. Now that once you have if you know that you have listened to what my instructions, if you have listened to me as a Berima Simon Njoku, who is the chief autopilot, chief blackmailer, then I will start defending you again. Did you hear that? That's the what he says. Let's listen. Continue.
Tell you that this is not targeted at blackmailing you, because there are a lot to say if we want to go into that angle.
Okay.
But I have just come to tell you this evening that those who live...
There is a lot to say if we have to go through this angle. Blackmailing somebody. Blackmail. He's all about blackmailing. Everything he does is blackmailing. Come to think of him and Nelly Ofebu today. They've been lovey-dovey all this while. For the past 11 months, lovey-dovey. All of a sudden, blackmail started. Immediately, Arenora super chat stopped. Immediately, Arenora was cautioned. And then the pay to comment was cautioned. Now, Nelly Ofebu become on your job, become evil. Blackmail started coming out. Picture Nelly that sent the pictures Nelly sent to him when they were lovey-dovey started coming out. Pay attention.
If in glass house does not throw stone. The Biafra restoration is a project that every concerned human being from Biafra land must be part of. When you are convinced that it is time to join IPOB for the restoration of Biafra, you make it very clear so that we welcome you and we continue to go as brothers and sisters. Today, well, your job is to defend Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and it has nothing to do with the activities of the indigenous people of Biafra. You also spoke about those who disobey the order of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You and I know very well that the people that disobey the order of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the first place is the criminals, or are the criminals in the DOS. They disobey the order of sit at home. When the information came that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said that sit at home should be the day of his court, they disobeyed the order. They allowed the sit at home to start in the first place. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gave order through you that Simon Ekpa be broadcast on Radio Biafra, the information was given to me. They disobeyed the order with impunity because they want my platform, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not give that clause. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gave order for people to transfer money, for Nenayanya to transfer money from Italy to the ESM money from Italy to America, that order was disobeyed, and the evidences of the disobedience of that order is very clear, and it is there. The people that disobey the order is also a woman called Chinyere Onwenyi in America. Chinyere Onwenyi is in charge of the liaison account. The money that was raised into the liaison account, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, through you, Barrister Ejiofor, gave information that that money should be transferred, they disobeyed that order. This disobedience of order have created chaos you see today in IPOB, and because it is a divine disobedience of the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu order, so that we know the criminals that have been setting us and drawing us backward. Barrister Ejiofor, not only that the woman called Chiyeronwinyi lied as she was struggling to explain how the liaison account was formed or how the liaison was formed, she lied in public. I did not want to address that particular side where she was explaining how she formed, how Onyendu instructed her to form liaison to start raising fund. It was a complete lie. I did not want to address that particular part of that story because it is somehow sensitive as it touches one of the innocent women called Madam Bridget. Madam Bridget was the person that founded the liaison in the USA, but that woman came there and lied. I did not come here today to address that particular lie. Maybe if they continue to use you to raise, bring confusion in the movement that we have gone far, we may go deeper into explaining these things to Biafrans, for Biafrans to understand. Barrister Ejiofor, you know that when this particular chaos in IPOB started, I reached out to you several times. I called you, I emailed you, I sent you a message. We communicate a lot. Even now, we still communicate. And you know, I have always asked you to hold this, to tell these people to leave me the hell alone. I have always told you to ask the criminals in the DOS to hold their media warriors and let them leave me the hell alone. For the past 7 months, they were blackmailing me, slandering me, and I know you don't even want anybody to talk about you. You do not want anybody to blackmail you. But I have been blackmailed, attacked for the past 7 months, and I did not make noise until December. I know when people talk bad about you, what you do is to go to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and tell Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that people are talking bad about you, and somebody who should be talking about how to release him in DSS dungeon. Well, when you go to the DSS dungeon, you begin to discuss about how somebody is attacking you. As a lawyer, you are prone to be attacked. As a lawyer, people are going to blackmail you. As a lawyer, even your own client will blackmail you and slander your name. It is part of the business we have chosen. And I tell you that you need to learn how to continue to stand strong in the means of criticism, because this job is all about be able to resist and have developed mental toughness to stand.
As a lawyer, what will prompt your client? What is going to prompt your client to blackmail you as a lawyer? Did you hear that? As a lawyer, what will make your client, push your client to blackmail you? Like as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is, he will start blackmailing Barrister Ejiofor, or what? What exactly is going to make him blackmail Barrister Ejiofor? He says, as a lawyer, your client will actually blackmail you, is prone to blackmail you. Every other person is prone to blackmail you. Let us continue.
Criminals. Barrister Ejiofor, let me tell you also that some of us who have had experience in handling high-profile cases of international standard, which I am very proud to tell you here today.
Some of them who have experience on handling high-profile cases, as a moron he is. Thank you very much, Dixon. Is a people who has a high, experience in handling high-profile cases, but you claim that you are working for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but you have not gone to international community to relay your case. You have not gone to ICC to relay your case, but you are experienced in handling high-profile cases as a lawyer, which you just called yourself right now, but you haven't done anything. All you continue doing is trying to blackmail people. one after another. Anybody who stand up to tell you that you are wrong, you are lying, you create a blackmail for that person. You maniacal cop, you rebel that one, you keep it aside for that person. You have experience in high profile cases. You could not come down to Nigeria to defend Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You could not, okay, let's say that you can't come back to Nigeria. Go to ICC to defend Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. With all this, your high profile experience that you have acquired, jeez, dude. Are you Biafrans paying attention? He has a experience on high profile cases, but he never did any move. All he did is yapping rubbish, blackmailing one person to another on social media. Pay attention, you will see where he said there is no order. He cannot take order from anybody coming from the DSS.
The modus operandi of these people that handle high profile cases is the ability to develop a mental toughness that when you visit your client in the DSS dungeon, you do not waste time to discuss who is attacking you, who is blackmailing you, and all that. But we see it in you every day. Whenever you come to give update about the visit to Onyendu, it has always been disjointed. And I am very, very disappointed for you to openly tell us how everything you wrote, every update coming from you is directly from Onyendu. They are all disjointed. Sometimes the information that is being passed to Biafrans are neither here nor there. It is there, it is there. It doesn't make sense sometimes. You don't know what the person is talking about. You don't know what Onyendu is talking about. You don't know the kind of message Onyendu is trying to pass. And because the history is something that we have learned and we have read history of people who have fought and liberated themselves, and we came to this struggle prepared. When a leader is captured and under duress and under gunpoint and being maltreated and tortured, you no longer take order from them. What you do is to begin to implement everything you've learned from them. And today we are following the footsteps of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And let me tell you, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu come today to say he is no longer, he does not want us to follow his footsteps, we will then answer him at that point. But we have not gotten to that bridge. When we get there.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Or do you need it to repeat? Let's repeat it though, because it looks like you didn't pay attention. Let's repeat it.
Past to Biafrans are neither here nor there. It is there, it is there. It doesn't make sense sometimes. You don't know what the person is talking about. You don't know what Onyendu is talking about. You don't know the kind of message Onyendu is trying to pass. And because the history is something that we have learned and we have read history of people who have fought and liberated themselves, and we came to this struggle prepared. When a leader is captured and under duress and under gunpoint and being maltreated and tortured, you no longer take order from them. What you do is to begin to implement everything you've learned from them. And today we are following the footsteps of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And let me tell you, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu come today to say he is no longer, he does not want us to follow his footsteps, we will then answer him at that point. But we have not gotten to that bridge. When we get there, we are going to cross it.
He will now challenge him. If he say, do not follow my footstep, he will now challenge Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Let me just paraphrase it. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu come and say, stop what you are doing, he will now challenge him. But we have not gotten to that level yet. When we get to that bridge, we will challenge him. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Let us continue.
Let me also make you understand that when you go, I have told you several times, going forward, do not come to tell Biafrans, how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is doing, how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in high spirit, how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is enjoying. We do not want to be hearing that because he is not enjoying. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that the DSS could not allow to change his cloth is not enjoying. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that the DSS could not allow to sleep with pillow cannot be in the high spirit. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that the DSS cannot allow him to talk with people freely in where he was being detained cannot be in the high spirit. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that when you as a lawyer go to meet him, the room where you discuss with him is bugged, cannot be in a high spirit. And I begin to wonder, when you were giving that interview, you say you chat freely with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu one-on-one. What do you mean by that? Few weeks ago, you were explaining to us how the room that you meet Mazi Nnamdi Kanu were bugged and you can't discuss anything with him. How then, when you come to try to lie to Biafra people, to begin to think that you can deceive them to begin to listen to criminals in the US, that we are ending their career agitation this month. How do you want Biafrans to believe you? How do you want Biafrans to believe you that a few weeks ago you were telling us that the place where you meet Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that you cannot discuss freely with him, that every room were bugged, and that is why you want him to be transferred. And today in that interview, because you are being sent to do what you did, which is a very bad step to your reputation, you came to tell us that you discuss one-on-one with him freely. Please, Barrister Ejiofor, we demand that you make more clarification, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will also listen to this broadcast I'm making today and will watch it when he comes. Because you said your own video, you know that somebody is going to cut it and show to him. So they are going to cut the broadcast I made to address you for the very first time to also give to him. Let me also tell Biafra today that it was after I raised alarm that our leader is not feeling well in DSS dungeon that the Barrister Ejiofor and the legal team hurriedly came to have a kind of consensus that they are going to make this information public, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told them to make this information public and they didn't make it. So it was after God revealed to me.
Hey, after God revealed to Ekperifa. Hey, so the lawyers did not make it public. Who now made it public to you? The DSS. Your fellow or your DSS, a partner in crime, they were the one who gave you the message. Since the lawyers could not give you the message, the DSS now gave you the message that the lawyers could not give to anybody. And according to you, you said that he's in a communicado. So who was communicating with him and giving you that message, if not the lawyers? Point taken. The DSS, they even give you messages, give you exposition before the time, so that you will be buying the heart of Biafrans. Let us continue.
Me, through the spirit that works in me, that I should come publicly and raise alarm. It was after that alarm that they released the first press statement, raising alarm about how our leader is being treated in the DSS dungeon. But let me tell you, I have listened to audio message of Aloy Ejimako, where Aloy Ejimako was telling somebody that if there had it been, they did not release that particular press statement about the way our leader was being treated in DSS dungeon, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to get mad when he come out and find out. So is there any other thing that you are hiding? Is there any other thing that Biafrans should know? I want Biafrans to understand that some of you are very, very angry because of that interview. But I have to tell you today that that interview and the chaos it has caused will last just 2 days. Just 2 days and we move on. 2 days. And I give it tomorrow. Today and tomorrow. It will be bygone story. And if Barrister Ejo...
That is what the native doctor that he and Nelly has been going said to them. The native doctor told them, 2 days, I will delete it from the heart of these spiritless Biafrans. And that is the reason why he boldly come and tell you it will last 2 days. There are people who call themselves Biafra, but they don't have spirit. They do not have spirit. This guy is diabolic. Very, very diabolic. The native doctor they've been going to and fro, taking your money. That's why they are taking your money. Use your money to do juju against you with your money. Ebola aturu ne sofa. Aturu. You will be following them. That is how it is. The native doctor told him 2 days I will delete it from the mind of all these spiritless Biafrans. Today he's coming to tell you it was Nelly going to native doctor. How could Nelly be going to native doctor? And you knew that she's been going to native doctor in the last 11 months. You didn't talk. Only because he told you to stop super chat and not a super chat. And stop comment section, pay money to comment. All of a sudden, Nelly becomes a native doctor going. All of a sudden, you now realize that all this while we've been telling you that Nelly and Rites and you sold Mazi and Nnamdi Kanu. You come start preaching the same thing, removing yourself from it. Why? So the native doctor told you 2 days, and that's what he did. The spiritless people with no spirit, you remove it from their heart. Let us continue.
Therefore, begin to mingle into the IPOB and Biafra agitation. It is going to be very, very, very dirty. He should know that I respect him a lot. But it will be...
Of course, the native doctor, thank you, my sister. The native doctor was the man who spoke to him, not God. He said God who spoke to him. Well, perhaps it is the native doctor. Whereas it's the native doctor who spoke to him, not God. And he told him also, 2 days, all this katakata will cool down. You will continue to raise fund. As long as me, native doctor, you give me my own court, you will continue to raise fund. Enrich yourself, you, all of you. As long as you people remain in peace, you will continue to work strong. Let us continue.
Very, very dirty for him. And let me tell you also that it does not matter the message that comes from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are fighting for him. He is not in the position now to fight for himself. He is being incarcerated. He is being maltreated, tortured, mentally, physically, and otherwise. And so, Barrister Ejiofor, we, the Biafra people, the IPOB, nicknamed the autopilot under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whether he like it or not. He is going to be our leader, and he is our leader, and he will continue to lead us until he come out to despise us. For now, he is not in the position to make decisions for himself. We have become his guardian. Biafra has become his guardian, and we are going to fight for him, irrespective of what the Fulani are doing to you people, irrespective of how you are being threatened. We know that what you did is not ordinary. We know that for you to come and talk about the IPOB DOS is not an ordinary. And we know that maybe you are being blackmailed. Maybe they have something against you. Maybe there is something that is going on we don't know. Maybe the Eastern governors and the politicians are on your neck. I remember some time ago when I was shouting for no election in Anambra State. You came to me.
You remember some time ago when you were shouting no election so that the 1 billion you charge Anduba APC. The 1 billion you charge Anduba APC to boycott the election will be paid to you. You were not chanting no election for an Anambra State because you have anybody's safety at heart or anybody's benefit at heart. It was at your own benefit, 1 billion. Because Anduba never paid you 1 billion, you start blackmailing him. You start telling Soludo there are some things you cannot make public. Because he never paid you 1 billion. that you charged him to boycott Anambra State election. All hail DOS that they made people to go out there and vote. All hail DOS. Let us continue.
You told me Onyendu said I should mellow down. I looked at that statement.
Onyendu said you should mellow down. Onyendu said you should mellow down. But yet then you say that DOS collected money from politicians and now say go and vote. But you now confess that Onyendu said to you through the lawyer that you should mellow down. You refuse to mellow down because you are targeting 1 billion naira. Hey, things are adding up. Things are adding up. The information that we receive is always adding up. Let us continue.
I nod my head. I wrote it down somewhere. I said, you said Onyendu said I should mellow down on no election in Anambra State. You said yes. To my greatest surprise, when I was telling you to tell the DOS to hold their erat to stop attacking me, there were no result. The attack increased. The blackmailing increased. The slandering increased. Character assassination increased. You never made any move to influence the blackmail, the character assassination against my person. But every day I remind you, you tell me you are going to talk to them. I do not know whether the political solution that have failed, how actively you were involved in going into the political solution, of which I was told that our leader will never accept political solution in this particular case. I do not know your involvement in the political solution. If you were involved in the political solution, of which I am very sure you may be involved, you see that that political solution has failed. It has failed. You see that the agreement...
What you don't know is bigger than you. What you don't know is bigger than you. Let us continue.
You went to have with Asari Kubo has failed. Because the people you are now trying to front to Biafra people have failed. When you go into agreement, you brief them, they didn't maintain the agreement with Asari Kubo. They breached it. Asari Kubo told you that you must tell the people to stop abusing and calling his name and insulting him on social media. You didn't do that. I know that they told you. You did not do that. Either that you did that and they didn't respect you, they don't hear you because they don't respect you. I, Simon Ekpa, respect you and I have respected you more than this idiot that you have come to social media to talk that Onyendu say we must listen to them. Onyendu cannot tell us...
More than this idiot. More than this idiot. Okay. Point taken. What to
do
Let's
anymore.
Continue.
The time when he told us what to do was the first time when you visited him. That was when the Biafra spirit gave him message, and that message would have delivered the entire Biafra. That message, if carried out, would have liberated us by now. That message, if carried out, would have made sure that Onyendu is released. Today,
please, what's wrong with Simon Ekpa's back? Somebody say, look at his back.
The release of Onyendu is beginning to have K-leg. But let me tell you one thing today. In addition to what the legal team is doing, we, the Biafra people, have taken it upon ourselves to fight for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are going to fight for him, whether he like it or not. Because he did not send himself. He did not go to the DSS dungeon or find himself in the DSS dungeon for it.
You Nelly and Rites and Co sent him there. He did not send himself though, of course. You Nelly, Rites and all on Co sent him there in order to use autopilot. And he do. You know, you created autopilot, she created he do. Now when autopilot you do now get it first. Autopilot will join. If autopilot get it first, you do will join. That was who sent him there. And that is the reason why you are forcing yourself to be the decision maker. You are forcing yourself to even do what he asks you not to do. Let us continue.
Crime or for anything he committed. He was abducted, kidnapped, abducted in Kenya, kidnapped, and extraordinary rendition to Nigeria. Why? Because he was speaking for me. He was speaking for millions of Biafrans.
Wow. Speaking for you, and yet you betrayed him. You just gave yourself a judgment. You just gave yourself a judgment. That's what you did. He was speaking for you. He was speaking for you. You betrayed him. You, Nelly at the Oyibo, betrayed him. Today you are coming to say it is only Nelly. You are coming to say it is only Nelly. But he ketelego. You got the share of your money that devil man he gave to you people. Today is only Nelly. Because Nelly is again what you shouldn't be getting extra from Alenora super chat. And from comment section. Now we become only Nelly.
And today we are going to pay him back by making sure that we do everything humanly possible to ground the economy of Nigeria for the restoration of Biafra and for the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
We have seen
and
how
let me
you
remind
did it.
you and anybody
We have seen how you did it. And the way you did it is turning our people against themselves. Is grounding the economy of Nigeria. Going to cause mayhem in Anambra State is grounding the economy of Nigeria. Let us continue.
This evening that the power belongs to people. I am a civilized man. I listen to people, and the people that give power and the power belong to them. What I am doing now is to represent the interest and to represent the opinion and to defend the opinion of Biafra people who have spoken in millions.
I didn't see them. Did you see any Biafra speaking through Simon? They have spoken. Let's continue.
Every day that our leader, we are going to stand for him. We will defend him until he comes out. And if he comes out and say we didn't do it right, Biafrans will judge by themselves. But
he did not say if he said we didn't do it right, we will apologize. Rather, Biafrans will judge by themselves. And the judgment now he's talking about Biafra will judge by themselves are already begun. By telling you that they have created a double kanga of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. By pushing a narrative that they have created the body double of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Through that guy you call Okonkwo. That have created a body double. Let's continue.
For now, I beg and I urge Barrister Ejiofor and every other person that the Nigeria Fulani want to use to also attack Simon Ekpa to be forewarned is to be forearmed. The next time we are going to come here to address this issue, it will not be me standing like this. I will be sitting down and I will tear the table, and it will not be good for anyone. So Barrister Ejiofor, you are doing well. We want you to continue to do what you're doing, irrespective of all the blackmail coming your way. Do not be pushed. We know that if you do not listen to what they say, they are going to attack your house again. They may even assassinate another person. But I want...
Did you hear that? We know that if you did not listen to what he is telling you, Barrister Ejiofor, they are going to attack your house again. That's what he said. Because he knows that it is him and Nelly and all these people attacked his Barrister Ejiofor's house. And I will show you where he is now telling you it is only Nelly, not him. It is only Nelly. I will show you now.
I want everyone to take record of the questions I have directed to Barrister Ejiofor today, and if that question is answered, I will come again for another question, because it is time to ask questions, and those questions will be answered. Before I leave,
the question was answered, and I told you to bring it on. You didn't, because I told you, and I gave you references. The same way you made your references, I gave you references. You didn't bring it on anymore. Why? Because you know you are not ready for judge money. You are not ready for judge money. You believe you get information through your accomplices DSS. Through your accomplices DSS. You believe you get information. But you know that this one you believe you get, had it been you brought it on, you were going to be disgraced. But you listened to my advice, you pinned it there. But let's continue.
Let me also reiterate that the question about the people that were killed in Barrister Ejiofor's house, we want to know the compensation of 15 million. Does it also cover the dead? Those who were killed, assassinated in your house. Does it cover them, or is the 50 million just for the property and for the invasion of your privacy and your private residence? Biafrans need to know. Those who died in your house are human beings. They are fathers, they are brothers, they may be sisters, and they may be uncle to some people. So we want to know when that particular award of 50 million was given to you, what was the content? Does it include those who died in your house? Or is it that it does not concern them? Is it that they don't have anything to gain from that particular, the family of those slain in your house? Is it that they are not compensated? They are not part of this lawsuit? They are not part of this particular compensation? This is a question that every Biafran would like to know, because a lot of people have asked me that question, and I'm just relaying this message to you today.
A lot of
Since
people.
we are now on social media to address issues that concern Biafra, let us start by asking questions. On this note, I urge every Biafrans to disregard what Barrister Ejiofor said, and we are going to move forward. Everything he said in that interview was programmed by the Fulani, because they know that the force of the autopilot in IPOB has come to stay. They know that the Biafrans have united under the IPOB autopilot. They know that everybody who is genuinely supporting Biafra restoration have come to realize that we have what it takes to bring out Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They have come to realize that if care is not taken, we are going to get Biafra. So what they do, they have beginning to fire their last bullet. Their last bullet is to use the legal team to attack us. And let me inform Biafra today that you must disregard everything coming from Ejiofor going forward, that our leader said this, our leader said that. And if he come again to begin to address Biafra on issue of IPOB, we will regard him as one of us. And I believe the Nigeria government will not be very comfortable with him for doing that.
Did you see the threat? If you come back again, because he knows he's working for Nigeria government, they will not be comfortable with Barrister Ejiofor anymore. Did you hear that? A direct threat. A direct threat. Open one. If you come back again, Nigeria government will now regard you as one of us, because he will tell them that you are now agitator. He will tell them, because he's working for them. He's a double agent. In case if you don't know, you heard it yourself. Let's continue.
Him focus on the legal issue, how to defend our leader, and let him understand that I am very, very angry. And if not for that, he is the one. If not that he is the one, I am very, very angry, because this is where I will speak and they will hear of you no more. But I have not come to do that. I want Biafrans to understand as well.
This is where you will speak. Tell Nigeria government to go back and do what they did to the house again. And they will hear about Barrister Ejiofor no more. Are you seeing the threat, direct threat? This is where he will speak and they will hear of Barrister Ejiofor no more. Maybe he will send the DSS this time around, go and kill Ejiofor. That's what he is saying here. They will hear of Barrister Ejiofor no more. Let's continue.
That it is a strategy to bring confusion and disunity within our legal team, and we must not allow them to win. No matter how angered we are, no matter how disappointed we are on Barrister Ejiofor, we must support them as well until, if they continue to represent Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, so long as they continue to represent Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we will continue to give them support. And any day they come to talk otherwise, we are going to treat that fuck up without looking face. So I urge all Biafrans to disregard what he said. He was under duress and he is still under duress. You don't know what is going on behind the scene. I have always told you people that Barrister Ejiofor is under serious pressure. When people came to my program to talk about him, I have told you people several times that you don't know what Barrister Ejiofor is going through. It is not because he tells me. It is not because somebody tell me, but because I know. I know from where I know that he is going through a lot.
He knows from where he knows that he is going through a lot. He knows from his fellow agents that they are dealing with Barrister Ejiofor and is going through a lot. He knows from where he knows. You know, the reason why, you know, you people believe that this guy, when I finish talk about him, you believe that he just leave it here, you don't care. This guy na agwaluma jogo. Yotago. This guy, he on ejeloma jije. But no chanya ofu nankale ya mana spirit mana physical. Akale mia kale wa yisi. If you look at what is going on, even last night after my last night broadcast, I'll send the quaff again. But we are on a just cause. You cannot win the truth. You cannot defeat the truth. We are not blackmailers. We are fighting a just cause. And that is the reason why, regardless of anything you do, you will not win. You will never ever win. I pay attention to my spirit. I pay attention to my physical. I pay attention to my, every psychological, I pay attention to. In all ramification, you are trying, but you are still a baby. Let us continue.
Inasmuch as we understand the predicament of Barrister Ejiofor, we also have to address him so that you understand that the people he is dealing with are people of 21st century. He should understand that the people he is dealing with are the people of international repute. He must understand that the people he's dealing with in Ipob today are professionals, not like Mutu Park tout that are in DOS, not like all those tout, all those criminals that have made and turned Biafra agitation to their career, and they are building career.
Okay, to their career. You see, he used his mouth to incriminate himself, turning Biafra agitation to career by collecting super chat, turning Biafra agitation to career by, using this time, counting that 6,000 is watching him because YouTube is paying him. Turning Biafra agitation, is he not turning it to career by now setting a comment section that you should pay before you comment, which her or his Madam Nelly cautioned him about. Now he went out on Nelly. He brought out a nude picture Nelly shared with him and sent it to the public because Nelly removed that initiative of $1 per comment. $1 to comment. Nelly cautioned him about Alinora or war tunnel everywhere. And yet he's telling you that people like us are doing career agitation. Career agitation. Do you know what that means? That we are doing this because we are depending on the money you are going to give me. That is career agitation. We are doing this because we are dependent on the giving me, on the star you are going to give me, or super chat you are going to give me. That we are doing this depending on the payment Facebook is going to pay us. That is what he is calling career agitation. We are the one he called career agitator, but he is the one doing career agitation. He is the criminal. He called the innocent the criminal. The modus operandi of Nigeria. Nigeria is that criminal that prosecute the innocent people. That is exactly what his modus operandi is. Are you paying attention? Let's continue.
With agitation. No. New breed have entered this struggle. And the earlier you realize this, the better for you. Otherwise, you are going to make a very grave mistake by coming again to speak for Biafra, to speak in the public. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu give you a message, go and tell the message to the criminals in DOS, and you people can.
If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu give you a message, go and tell the message to the criminal in DOS. Because he doesn't care. Because he doesn't care. Him, the innocent, the career agitator, he does not care, because all he wants is, he doesn't want anything to this career agitation of his. So don't bring the message towards his side and his 6,000 in 2 minutes, because it will stop his career. Are you paying attention?
Address that message. If there is any message that comes from our leader, the leader of indigenous people of Biafra is giving the message.
Which is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
They call the DOS. Tell them the message. Do not bring it to the public. And we know that the interview was staged. And I know that you are under pressure from the politicians from the southeast Biafra land, from the government, from all the things, because nobody know what they have against you.
Hi.
And I am in this business. And I have to tell Biafrans that a lawyer job, if you are defending people, you are, answerable to those who pay you. So if the DOS is the one responsible for the payment of the legal fee, you are answerable to them.
Okay. Why is the DOS the ones who does not want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to come out, since they are career agitators, the ones paying? And you, who is raising fund every 2 weeks, every 1 month, every 3 weeks, you couldn't afford a lawyer. And being that you say you are a lawyer with an experience of high-profile cases, the only thing you could do is throw in nude picture of a woman in the internet. In this agitation. As a person, you call yourself a person who has the highest experience of high-profile cases. You haven't used your experience to do anything, but you've been ranting on social media, incriminating yourself, calling yourself a lawyer of high experience of high-profile cases. Your shame, they shame me. Your shame, they shame me.
And of course, you have to defend their interest. But you must understand that this is a freedom-fighting movement. The freedom-fighting movement, we are not here for as an ordinary association. We are here to fight for the future of our generation and our own future. So the future of my own generation is in the hand of how you come to public to speak, to truncate what we are doing, to destabilize the progress we have made so far. Don't be afraid. We are not here to fight Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are here to help him. If anybody ever thought of Simon Ekpa betraying Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I will tell you to go and sleep. I will be the last person to betray Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because I saw what he did and I joined him. I saw what he did and I joined him. And I said to him, if you do not have the roadmap to Biafra, I will bring the roadmap. I said to him, if you do not have anything on the table, I will bring something to the table. I have come to support you. When people say you should go and create your own group, I say, why should I create my own group? I did not join this Biafra restoration struggle to spend more than 5 years. I have given myself a task. When I came to this Biafra struggle, I said, I am on Sophia. Where there is no road, I create road. Where people don't go, I enter there. I told you people.
Where people don't go, you enter there. People don't go Nigeria judiciary. Why did you not enter Nigeria judiciary? But you are a lawyer with a high-profile cases experience. According to your confession or your claims, a lawyer with high-profile cases experience. But he was Sophia. Where people don't go, you go there. Go to Nigeria judiciary and represent Biafra. Or go to international community and represent Biafra. That is where people don't go. Why are you not going there? Because you continue to say, you continue to implicate and incriminate yourself, your utterances. Also, where people does not go is where people does not throw nude picture of woman in our struggle. You have done it. That is the type of Osofia you are. Let's continue.
And you see it happening. You say that I am running too speed. You say that I should slow down. I told you that when you say progress is a slow process, you are not talking about Simon Ekpa. I don't know that progress is a slow.
I believe this one ended here. I didn't cut it properly, but whatever he says there, let's go back now.
Just about we are coming to lay because this is what she know already. And there were also allegations of some people that are involved in it. So begin to make sense about the invasion of Barrister Ejiofor's house on the 6th of June 2021. I want you all to understand the reason why a question must be asked. And I'm going to tell you, this is live broadcast, live and direct. And I'm going to ask you, because that was when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was betrayed. That was when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu...
Confession time. Confession time.
In June last year. And by that attack, they have perfected to kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And like you all know, Nelly Ofebu confessed to her native doctor of having hand in the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Not only that, she confessed, the native doctor also confirmed it.
So, now, let us now throw the very, very important and critical question. You've been working with Nelly Ofebu in the past 11 months. Nelly Ofebu confessed to the native doctor. Because if Nelly Ofebu and you does not know where she goes and her activities and the native doctors, of course you will not know the native doctor. That means you've been aware that Nelly Ofebu, let's say that you are not involved. Let's play your devil advocate. You've been aware that Nelly Ofebu was betraying Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or betrayed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the past 11 months by you and him going to a native doctor, raising fund from Biafrans, using the same fund that is for Biafrans to go to native doctor. That Nelly confessed. You did not confess to Biafrans. Only when Nelly say another super chat must end. And only when Nelly say pay to comment, pay as you comment, stop. You now remember that Nelly confessed to native doctor. Now you now call native doctor. If that native doctor is not loyal to you as the native doctor was to Nelly, how did you get to the contact of the native doctor? How did you get to know that native doctor, Nelly goes to native doctor if you are not part of it? If you haven't been part of it? How come you claim that the picture you got was the picture of Nelly doing prayers? All in the name of blackmail. Simon. So the last 11 months, you only know that Nelly goes to native doctor to confess that he betrayed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Only because he asked you to stop doing pay as you go comment section. And I'll ignore a super chat. And because he call you Mwejebu monkey. So you've known all along. You are keeping it. Waiting for Nelly to put eye in what you are using to collect. So that you will now put eye in what she's also using to collect. So we've been played all this while. Simon Ekberima. Only now, after 11 months, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu bail application has been filed. Hope Uzodimma told you people vividly that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is coming out. There is no two ways about it. If you know how to save yourselves, you are his brother. He will call you. He will always call you. He will always tell you that. That, you know, if you know how to, you know, clear yourself, you better start clearing yourself, because one again yaso onwe ku ifele o ga alaftakwa gi ma olaputa onwe ya o kakwala gi ma alaputa ya n'oge, because no holding cell can hold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. All the poisons through you people and the DSS gave to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it never worked. That they came to a conclusion to tell you this man is beyond human destruction. Hey, you can't hold him. Save yourselves. That is exactly the reason why now, because Alenora super chat was, you know, sabotage one way or the other. You now remember now, let me find a way to sabotage Nelly. Let me find a way to put all this blame on Nelly. Let me find a way to be the hero. Let me find a way to tell Biafrans that I was the one who find out who sold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whereas you are involved. The same way you are involved with everything that the DSS is doing, you will be the first to give us the news. You are always the first to give us the news. You've been in Finland in the last 19 years. Without going back to Nigeria. True or false? Ask him. Ask him. The last 19 years to 20 years he's been in Finland without going back to Nigeria. True or false? Okay, Finland. Now, you that is in Finland, Nelly Ofebu went to Nigeria, came back, and now at the end of it, because Nelly has the connection to all these politicians, because she is a politician. She is a politician campaigner. As one obuno, as a one obu yellow bone. She can, you know, they can use her agent. Then she initiated you. All this while you've been working together, money coming, no problem. immediately when money started coming slowly, because those who are giving you fundraising, all this fundraising, it was no longer coming as it used to come. Now you now depending, because now all this money that was you people made, some of them you also using it to go to native doctor, using it to create criminals on the ground. You people are spending it lavishly, and you are now collecting super chat, collecting, trying to extend more of this money. The ones you are saving, super chat, YouTube payment, and now you wanted to start collecting $1 from anybody who comment. Because now Nelly stop it. Because Nelly has been giving you money to give your native doctor. And this your native doctor that you've been giving, you are not giving an account of how much you give the native doctor. Nelly has been giving you money to give you the ones you call the criminals you created on the ground. This is the reason why Nelly say, as Simon, who he created a bank account, he created an fake bank account, collecting our ESM money. The money that he's talking about, it is not the ESN, no. It is the criminal she and him and Nelly and the retailers and their cohorts created on the ground, using them to sabotage the activities of the ESN, to build a ground of highest bidder of politician, get their attention from media to the ground sabotage. The highest bidder gets it. But today she is coming to tell you it is all about Nelly. Some of you believe that I am fighting for Nelly. But the truth is that the truth has to be spoken. The truth has to be spoken. If you want to use my enemy to sabotage me by using the nakedness of an enemy to sabotage what we are doing, that's where I come in between two of you now. Because you have tried everything to undermine our struggle. You have tried everything to tell the international community that we are jokes. You have tried everything to label us terrorists. It didn't work. Now you want to tell international community that we are, God-forsaken people. That we now send people's nude picture. We are blackmailers. That's exactly the message you are sending to the world. It doesn't all go well with me. You call yourself a professional, but I don't see any profession around you. I see a tout. And that is the reason why you look like a bouncer. Are you sure you have never been a bouncer in Finland? That's why you look like a short bouncer. Because I haven't seen any professional person heavyweight like you. Na-akpụ ụzụ. Ana m akpụkwa ụzụ. Ụta nọ na ana m akpụkwa. Adụkwa m ka nwoke si adị. Yotago. But I haven't seen a professional person that does that. Are you a Jimmy? Or are you a gym trainer? Which one are you? Because everything that everywhere you have placed yourself is all a lie. We haven't seen. From a military to Photoshop that you created, from Photoshop to a lawyer, to now blackmailer. The only place I found you, believe what you say you are, a blackmailer. That's the only profession you have, because you are very good at that. Blackmailing people. Blackmailing people. Let us continue to listen to you.
So, because apart from that, all the evidences we have gathered against her begin to make sense.
All the evidences you have gathered against her begin to make sense. After 11 months, only when they stop Alinora and only when bail application was filed, the evidences begin to make sense. It never made sense all this while. It never made sense all this while. Secondly, it never made sense because you're under a spell. Okay, now evidence is making sense. You've gathered is making sense, but you claimed that you were under a spell. How can you be under a spell of a person and you've been gathering evidence while under a spell of that person? Does it make sense? You've been under the spell of, you've been hypnotized by me, and you now under hypnoticism, or you are investigating me. Is it possible? Use your tongue and count your teeth and tell me, is it possible? First of all, he was investigating Nelly. Secondly, he is now under a spell of Nelly. Nelly Jeogujidia. Third of all, now all the evidence he gathered while Jeogujidia is making sense. Because I know that some of you are spiritless, but now I want you to go and look for your spirit and ask yourself this question. Let's continue.
So I want to inform Biafrans that the beginning of the exposition of those behind the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu start now. We are not going to be distracted. This is needed. We are not going to, there are some things we are not going to make public yet. So I want entire Biafrans to understand that Nelly Ofebu confessed to her own native doctor. That her hand was in the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
How did you know this native doctor? And when was the confession done? Was the confession done yesterday or day before yesterday when you did this broadcast? How did you come to know this native doctor? And all of a sudden, once you came out of this shackle of Nelly Ofebu's black magic, blackmail, or white magic, or whatever one you call it, then you now know the native doctor who casted a spell on you. The same native doctor who casted a spell on you contacted you. Or make sense? Because does it make sense? The same native doctor who put you under the spell of Nelly contacted you now to tell you that Nelly Ofebu confessed. To tell you that Nelly Ofebu sold Nnamdi Kanu and placed you under a spell, but you claim you are investigating him. Rather. Let's continue.
And because of that, the native doctor did what he did and mandated her to go and apologize and confess.
Yes, Kene, we are now defending Nelly. We are now defending Nelly. If it is the way you see it, we are not defending Nelly. When we were telling you that Nelly sold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you are there saying, you people leave gossip. You people must focus. Focus. Now you are asking me if I'm not defending Nelly. Follow any boy. Get out of here. If you comment rubbish here again, go fund the we are defending Nelly.
So this exposition is not just about we are coming to lay, because this is what she know already. And there were also allegations of some people that are involved in it. So that is why those who are so desperate, when you look at them with one eye.
Those who are so desperate. Do you know the meaning of desperation? The desperation, the true meaning of desperation for, when you talk about desperation, the true meaning of desperation is Simon Ekpa. He is desperate for power. He is desperate for power. He is desperate for influence. He is desperate for position or power. Let's call it power. That is the true meaning of desperation, that he was willing to do anything in order to be relevant. In order to be relevant. The only reason why he joined IPOB is because you call Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu is another savior. He wants to replace him so that you will start calling him another savior. That is how desperate he is. His heart knows that it is what I am saying is pure but the truth. He knows, and some of you who are rationally thinkers, knows that what I am saying is the truth. Let's continue.
Look at them with one eye. Those
eye in the Roman Catholic. Look at them with the eye in the Roman Catholic, eye in the Freemason, in the Otunzuzo. Look at them with the eye in the Otunzuzo. Let's continue.
Who are desperate. I think I even have some kind of, where is this my automatic eyes? Okay, anyway. So, for those who are desperately trying to bring some people closer to them, and their only target is how to bring Simon Ekpa down.
You are already down. You are already down. Once you are already down. By the time we finish with you, you will not show your face on social media again. When you will be broadcasting, you will be hiding. You become the real faceless criminal. Believe you me. Let's continue.
Have to learn a lesson. They want to bring Simon Ekpa down. For the past 1 year, or for almost 1 year now, they are fighting Simon Ekpa, and they have not succeeded. The worst part of it is that the more they fight Simon Ekpa, the more the Aquara is getting stronger. And they don't know that the God that brought me to this Biafra struggle is what is using for sacrifice, attack on me. Our own sacrifice, we are not sacrificing human being like Nelly. Our own sacrifice is your attack. If you are attacking me, the dragon is doing like this. Just bring it on. The blackmail, the attack, the lies, the slander, everything you are bringing on me, that is my own sacrifice. Once you are bringing it on, if you cut in my video, post it everywhere, the gods will be raging, the power will be multiplying. That is exactly how I do my own sacrifice. So, the more you are actually giving me a service. I don't pay for it. I am telling you the fact. This is a secret I'm giving you people today. So my own sacrifice is not with a human being. My own sacrifice is that you blackmail me, you slander my name. The more you do it, the more the hanemenadire. Ana wonere. And you'll be keep wondering, on a thing here on, he used to put something in his mouth when he's talking. I have seen all those videos like that. On a thing here on a thing here on, on a thing on. My brother, in the thing on, that is there, telling them the thing on. Why no one in the thing on? You are the thing in the thing on. I come across a video. I come across a video of that woman, one woman like that. You say, how agwa? Now this time on and it no. You know, not a tea no. So tell her that video she was doing is the hennetin, because the more she do something like a video like that, the more he had netin on nadire. IPOB autopilot is what they don't know is bigger than them. So we are going to ask Nigeria government from tomorrow, after this broadcast, why have they not accepted invading Barrister Ejiofor's house and burning somebody's alive? Why? So let us come to the footage. I will first of all bring the video of how they burnt Barrister Ejiofor's PA alive. I want you all to watch. Because the case is still open. But I want Barrister Ejiofor to pay attention. I want everybody that is genuine in IPOB and Biafra agitation to pay attention. I want those who are genuine, the high-rank officers of the indigenous people of Biafra, to pay attention to what I'm about to explain. I will not explain it completely, but if you are close to the leadership, then, not now, you will get the point I'm trying to make. So this point I'm trying to make now is not for everybody. Okay? The point I want to make is not for everybody. It is for people that know. So I will speak in a coded language somehow.
Let's see why, or the reason why you saw somebody being burnt alive. The reason why you saw everything that happened on that day. You still want to speak on a coded language. Why are you speaking on a coded language? Who are you trying to defend? Who are you trying to defend? You know, it's quite unfortunate. It is quite unfortunate. And let's hear from the coded language he's going to speak with. Let's hear the coded language. He's not ready to come clean.
Because this case is still open. But I want to speak in a way that you will understand why Nelly could be alleged to have either masterminded or aided or have given vital information to the DSS to invade Barrister Ejiofor's house. Now, The reason why they will invade Barrister Ejiofor's house was to eliminate anybody that could stand for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
Of course, this one is a common sense. You see what it is a common sense that you don't need anybody to come and preach this gospel for you to know exactly what happened that day. It is a common sense. That is the people, the same people who did it is the same people who sold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which is you, Nelly, Riteza, and Co. Those are the people who did it. So what you are saying here is you are talking jargon. You are trying to now remove yourself from it. That's exactly what you are trying to do. But you will never escape the wrath of Biafrans. You will never go unpunished in every criminal, activities that you are involved with in this struggle. You will never escape from it. You won't. That's how it is. Let's continue.
Because by that time, they have perfected the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I want you to understand that before the attack on Barrister Ejiofor's house, they have perfected the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Completely perfected. So, and if they perfected it,
serious open confession.
and if Nelly or Febu have confessed to her native doctor, and if all the secrets that we know so far that we have not made public, I want to let you understand this. After the invasion of Barrister Ejiofor's house, like I watched the one we are trying to save, the Calabar boy we are trying to save. We are going to save him. He's going to be free. Like I watched him, he was, ranting that, oh, Barrister Ejiofor was compensated 50 million. Barrister Ejiofor was this, that. And what that, because he don't know what he was doing. But what that boy don't know is that the compensation of Barrister Ejiofor have to do with the previous attack.
You are the one. Of course, you remember the reason why I started playing the other video before coming to this one. He is the one who is talking. He is the one who is incriminating himself. He is the one who is responding to himself. Remember, he asked for what is that 50 million for? What did you use the 50 million for? Now he is now here trying to tell you what the money was for. Oh, Simon. You are a criminal, but you always forget your lies. You always forget your previous lie, and you are lying another one. Let's continue.
The previous attack, that boy didn't know that Barrister Ejiofor's house has been attacked before. So when he see that Barrister Ejiofor, that the federal government compensated Barrister Ejiofor, he didn't know that Barrister Ejiofor's house has been attacked before. So we are talking about the new attack, which happened in 2021. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu kidnapping was being planned by Nigeria government and Nelly, who gave the information. Now, do you know how I started? I started that Nelly confessed to her native doctor of having hand in the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is where I started. Now, I am also telling you that the elimination of anybody who could be of help to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu started. Barrister Ejiofor was a target. And not only Barrister Ejiofor, from the intel we gathered, not only Barrister Ejiofor, there are a lot of people that were targeted.
Confession time. Confession time. That's what you are seeing here. Confession time. He believes he's playing victim, but he does not know he is confessing. That is what you are seeing here playing. Let's continue.
To you people, why this is what we have as from our investigation. But I want you to watch what the Nigeria DSS did and tell me what kind of security can do this. Only Boko Haram can do that. The same pattern of oppression is the same way they are burning local government in Anambra, the same way they are burning communities in Imo State, in Anambra, in Ihala, the same way they are burning local government, the same way they are beheading people, the same way they are cutting and chopping off head, only to blackmail Biafra, nothing else. The same people must minded the killing of Ikonso. I want you people to understand that Ikonso was killed not long ago. Not long ago.
Oh, did you hear that? So Nelly masterminded all that, but you've been saying it is the DOS. Nelly masterminded all that. You've been saying it is the DOS. And remember that according to the way he was constructive, if I have to, decode that constructiveness, in all he said in the past, he said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu killed Ikonso. If I must decode what he coded in his messages in the past, he said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu killed Ikonso because he kept saying that they set Ikonso up to die. When Ikonso died, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was in charge. And that was the reason why he said what he said at that time. He kept saying it, and I kept debunking him. He kept saying it. Today, now he is changing topic. It's no longer DOS or Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's now Nelly and him. Because show me your friend, I will tell you whom you are. Confession time. That's where we are at now. This period is a period of confession. But be careful and be watchful to know who is confessing. Maybe the enemy is confessing his crime, and you might be thinking that the confession is for another person only, without you knowing that he's being the first to confess. In order for you to see him, if he did it, he can't confess. He wouldn't bring it up. That's what he's doing here. Psychology. Let's continue.
Before this whole thing started happening. Now, I want you to watch.
Listen.
Go ahead.
So, I want you to pay attention to the height of this person in this car. Okay? I want everybody to pay attention to the height of this person in this car. Very, very important. And like I said, the people I am talking to, you know yourselves. I want you to pay attention to the height, to the size of the person that was burnt to ashes by the DSS and Nigeria Army. So the people I talk to, the people I'm talking to, you know what I mean. Pay attention. Pay attention to the size of the person burnt to ashes by a security agent. This is act of terrorism. This is act of terrorism. So pay attention to the size of this person, and you will understand what I'm talking about. Like I said, I am going to be very economic with my word because of what I have explained. But I want you to pay attention to the size of the person that was burnt into ashes. This person is tall. So let us watch the video. Now, one moment.
Listen.
Now, this is Barrister Ejiofor's car. The car you are looking at is Barrister Ejiofor's car. Nigeria security agent entered Barrister Ejiofor's house, kidnapped 4 people, burnt 1 alive, took 2 with them, released 1 mysteriously. Now, so the car here is Barrister Ejiofor's car. Now let us continue. Now, it is only terrorists that can do that, right? But I'm telling you, they are the Nigeria security agent. This is what you see in Nigeria. This is what Nigeria has become. This is what Nigeria security, the DSS, have done. And this.
But you said it is Nelly. You said it is Nelly who did this. But you've been working with Nelly in the last 12 months. In the last 1 year, you've been you've been in what Nelly has been doing. You've been working with her. But you said this is Nelly's doing. So there is some idiot in the comment section asking me, Judge Money, what kind of hatred is this? That even when the woman confessed that she did what she is accused of under the guise of freedom fighting without implicating Simon, you went ahead to accuse Simon. In the last 10 months, we've been asking Simon, what are you doing with Nelly? Because we know that Nelly, we knew that Nelly is compromised. What were you doing with Nelly? He said, Nelly is me. I am Nelly. Let me play it for you in case you have forgotten. I know that you have forgotten. When we ask him, Why are you in support of all these atrocities that Nelly is doing? The response we received was that Nelly is him and he is Nelly. So let me bring it to play it. Let me answer this call before we play that part. While I'm looking for the picture, the video.
Good morning.
Yes.
My dear brother, how are you?
Good, and you?
I'm doing. My head is oozing up. I'm dizzy here. My name is Marian Head. I'm calling from the United States. I just called because I've been sending you. I know you overwhelmed there. You know, if you can drop a link. But let me say what I need to say because I'm on evening shift and my time is fast approaching. That's why I'm calling so that I can start getting ready. First of all, I have a suggestion. Please, my suggestion is this. You see what you're doing? See, this idea came to me yesterday. After I watched what you did yesterday, but it came to my, when you said you were going to do this today, it came to my mind, what I'm about to suggest to you might be a hard job to do. But trust me, knowing the quality of your mind and what you have done so far, Mazi, you can pull it off. My suggestion is this. You see the tape you played before and this tape you're playing? Can you, side by side, try to analyze them? Because what you're doing today, you first play the first one. It's not for somebody like me. But why I'm saying is that I want people to grasp the gravity of what you're doing. You know, when you, if you're a lecturer or you're a motivational speaker, you want your audience to grab every input, especially the important things you want them to get. If not, you look at your seminar as failure, because or your teaching as failure. So it may not be your fault. It's because what you're bringing is hard and overwhelming, and it's not everybody that has the ability to absorb a lot of information at the same time and retain them. That's why I said even me, my head is oozing out here. What you're doing today is going to be one of your finest. But if you can, if it's possible, please, when you play where he said, like where he talked about the 50 million, something about the Jofo earlier on in the old tape, you play where he's trying to say the same thing now, but on a different, trying to inject a different, trying to remove himself from it. That will help people to connect, because the old tape, I know that's why you're doing it. The first tape you played, anybody that listening to this one will hear that he's trying to run away from all the things he acknowledged he did. That's what he's trying to do. But quickly, again, now, I must say this. All the things this guy has been saying, a whole bunch of them are gibberish. It's just like when a little child, maybe a year or two, who is trying to learn how to read, comes to start telling the story. But there are key points that we must note. That is why I said if you can pick up those key points, highlight them with this new tape and some other tapes he has made. This guy has committed a lot of atrocities. This guy is dumb. This guy is stupid. Now let me tell you, if you go to my interview with this guy, Ikenga, when he did an interview like one-on-one, asked me a question and I answered. I didn't just come in to do an analysis, but I came in. You will see some of the things I called out, playing out here. One, I said, this guy has been involved right from the onset. Whatever they are doing, they did not bring him in. He has been there. He's aware of everything. Age of 4 they tried to muzzle him. Like he said now, when they finished perfecting Mazi's kidnapping, okay, that was when they launched the first attack. The idea was to kill him or get him into custody so that when the extradition Mazi, there'll be nobody, because not too many people will take this case. And that is why I've been telling our people who are causing a job to stay away, who are trying to barrack that man, stay away. Not too many lawyers in Nigeria will take this case. So, having said that, the way you begin to analyze this guy, because the information information you are giving us today is a lot, a whole lot. Key informations. This bastard. First of all, if I don't know whether you can answer this question, this particular video he's showing now, where the guy was burned, is it in public domain?
I'm not sure. I don't know. But the camera footage.
Not seen it. That is why I'm getting this. I've not seen it. And I'm sure Ejiofor did not give it to him. The question becomes, how did he get it? These are questions we should be asking him. The invasion of Ejiofor, how did he get it? How was he on time? As it was happening live, he knew what was going on. And all these months, he said he's working with Nelly. Nelly is him. Only to come and tell us nonsense. And if Nelly, according to him, Nelly was working with the native doctor to tie up everybody that were coming to save Mazi, why didn't, and he was doing undercover, why was he not destroyed, targeted by Nelly? This guy, all he's trying to do now is this. Okay, and there's another key point I must bring. You know, I know I have been saying that it was because Lenora was interjected into the mix. Yes. But let me tell everybody, if Lenora was a man, Nelly would not have reacted this way. Nelly's reaction is because another woman is coming in. That's, by the way, it's childish anyway. But another reason why, this is what I'm thinking, that Simon is beginning to come out, trying to run away from these atrocities they have committed together. Now, Nelly, I don't know whether Nelly is going to play straight or she's going to be crazy as usual as a fox. Nelly has secured, or Master Prophet has secured an interview or whatever it is with Nelly coming on Saturday. So he's trying to get ahead of the narrative. Anything Nelly may come to say, he's trying to jump ahead of it to sow a seed of discourse, so that anything Nelly says, his follower will say it's a lie. This is one of the things he's playing right now. He's good at that. But this guy, any way you check everything he's doing, or he has been saying, my dear, this guy's fingerprints are everywhere. It is so sad and disheartening what this guy has done. And I made a prediction. I can't remember whether it was Ikenga or one of these platforms, because I've been to a lot of platforms, or even Omote Biafra. I said, it was 3-4 months ago. I said, if Ekperima does not go mad on social media, anytime I speak, people should not listen to me. I made that prediction, and I know why I made it. I know what I said, what I meant. Simon, Nelly has unraveled. Simon is unraveling. I'm telling you, what is happening to Simon, he doesn't know. The spirit of ancestors are beating his mouth. He's spilling guts, because this guy is having open confession on social media. I'm asking myself, does he listen to what he's saying? He's contradicting himself everywhere. But like I said, if you can do that in, my dear brother, it will bring more highlights, because there's so much to analyze right now. Even some of the points I have been marking in my head is so much that I can't even finish it right now. Another thing I'm going to say is this. You know, you say that they come to attack you every time you speak spiritually. I'm going to give you a quick advice now. When you get home, before you go to bed, take a glass of water. Speak on it. Anybody, anything that is created by God, this water, that thing, that as long as the thing is alive, must have water in it. Even rocks have water in them. Pray on it. In whatever format they're coming, through the air, through the sun, through the land, however it was sent, as long as that person drinks water or works with water, that whatever they are sending to you must go back to them, and they must come out to confess. Cover it in the morning, come out and gently pour it on the ground, and your point will continue to release whatever you want, and ask the peace of God and the protection of God to be around you. Believe me, this guy will do nothing. I told him, a frog that wants to swim a pond better has a strong waist. He has not started. All this nonsense is talking about DBA or not DBA. If whatever DBA they are playing with is on the negative side, because there is no positive native person, there is no person who is working spiritually by auction by Chukwu Abiyama, will spill a human blood. It's a no. Once you do it, the right spirits will lead you. If go and ask any spiritualist, they will tell you what I'm telling you. Anybody that messes with human spirit or human, do you understand the energy on human blood? So if they are playing with any native doctor and they kill the child, Simon will not get away from it. Nelly will not get away from it. So all this cock and bull story he's telling is the beginning of his downfall. Because Simon's cup is full. He must pay. Simon is squarely at the middle of whatever happened to Mazi. I don't care how far he's trying to run of it. At the fullness of time, I will speak, but not now. I'm going to talk, but not now. I'm watching. I said it. That people should pay attention and watch the movie as it will go unfold. I said it on Master Prophet's platform last year. I said, this thing is about to unfold. People, sit down, get your coffee, and get your popcorn, and you are about to watch movie that's going to unfold. I made that prediction, and I know why I make my own. He is claiming that God speaks to him, that it was God that was telling him everything. God did not tell him that Nelly was bad. God did not tell him everything Nelly was doing. And God did not tell him that Nelly tied him up. God did not tell him until now, because now he has fallen out with Nelly. We are not children. We are not children. Anybody can choose to be a child or claim to be a daft. Okay? So, but all I'm bringing in, my brother, if you can, I know it's going to be a little bit more harder work for you, but I believe you can pull it off. Do it side by side. Those key points, marshal them out. You have played everything out now. You may do it another day, Mazi, so that people will grasp it. Because this guy need to have the final nail on his coffin. He's a bastard. He's a son of a bitch. He deserves not to live. He has done a whole lot. And the ground, the land will step on. People don't understand that the same land you match in Nigeria or in Biafra is the same land you match everywhere you are. That is why when you do anything and release it to the ground, it will affect that individual. He must suffer because he has violated our land in Biafra land. And the blood of the innocent they have killed must, as they ask God for vengeance, God must avenge for them. And so it shall be. He can never run away from it. Let him know, and his cohort know that everything they have done, they have sown a seed of discord in their bloodline. People don't understand how sin happens. When you commit a sin, it goes into the blood, and the blood of the man is the life of the flesh. That is how things are. You carry sin and atrocities and even kindness in your bloodline. What he has done, his bloodline must suffer because he has committed courageous things and atrocities in the Biafran land, and he can never go scot-free. So it shall be. I'm going to leave it for now as I continue to work. But please, if you can do this, that'd be wonderful. Thank you so much. God bless you for the hard work you're doing today and yesterday. But today, these two tapes you're playing, if you can play them, when you play this one, you draw the key point, you play now where he's trying to run away from it. So that those idiots who do not want to listen, or even those who have already come across, you solidify their faith. Because this guy is a crafty bastard. Devil is an apprentice where this guy is. Satan is just a child where this guy is. Lucifer is just a baby where this bastard is. That's who he is. The day Simon was created, I believe that heaven wept. It was only hellfire. If there's anything like that, they were rejoicing. The day he was created, God regretted it. Shame on him. Shame on his bloodline. Shame on anybody that have come in connection, in cahoot with this bastard to create all this mayhem in our land. And all those who continue to support him, shame on them. And the sin of this experiment will be their portion one by one. In the mighty name of God bless you, my brother. I am so outraged. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I know exactly what you are saying. But most of the time we walk because of time. We won't be able to pull this one, pull that one. But I know that rational thinkers, they will grasp and know where we're going. But nevertheless, there is a way Ostraman normally bring a short video, just like this one.
Tie all the members of the DOS, because according to the story, there are some members of the DOS that they connive together to do this thing. Before Nelly Ofebu came and started making things public, she has tried everything to solve the problem internally. Chike Dosiam does not reply Nelly Ofebu. Chike Dosiam does not read message. Chike Dosiam does not investigate allegations. Chike Dosiam does not do nothing when it has to do with people who have been in the struggle with them since 2012. Okay? So what I do in DOS is to defend and protect criminals. And those who dare to expose the criminals will become bad ones. They will expel them. And I'm going to prove it to you today. Anybody that wants to expose any criminal in IPOB will become expelled person. So, when Nnamdi Ofebu tried as much as possible to follow the footsteps of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, setting the record very straight, they decided to expel her. And the information I have, I don't know whether there are other information, no, but the information I have was not to expel Nnamdi Ofebu. And remember that before Mazi Nnamdi Kanu began to give a different directive, I told you that the first directive was spiritual, and all the directive that was flawed, that was, that they did not, that was breached, that was not carried out, all those directives were all spiritual. So the directive that came after that was all manipulated.
Did you hear that? So, and just like you have heard this one, this is exactly what our sister is actually talking about. You heard the first voice, the first place. Nelly Ofebu, the last one. This one came first. The one that just finished now came first. Then this one was the last video he made.
All the members of the DOS.
Now, comparing the two, bringing it to two. For those of you who are on still sucking on cholesterol, who have not tested the real raw milk, who does not have that time to reason. And that is the reason why our sister talked about how we are going to do it, and I understand her perfectly. So let us continue. Of course, you heard where he asked Barrister Jofo, what did you do with the 50 million paid to you? Now, when he come back here, he said it was a Nsima, the Calabar boy, that was talking about Barrister Jofo paid 50 million. He is actually saying it and confessing it. So this is actually the precept of what he said previously, what I presented you from the beginning. This is the precept we are doing here. So maybe at our own time, we're going to now break it down with this, bringing the videos together. Imagine it, when you finish listening to this one, you switch to this other one when we have that time. But let's continue.
This is their modus operandi. So I want you to understand the reason why we must put our heart behind our back. Because this DSS you see, they are terrorists. And they are working for the Fulanization of Nigeria. So this is the exact pattern of killings in Biafra land. The killing in Anambra, the killing in Imo State, the killing in Ebonyi, all these killings, the same pattern. The same thing the DSS have done to Barrister Ejiofor. Now, after 1 year of this atrocious crime, the DSS is yet to issue official statement. The people captured from Barrister House, they are still in DSS dungeon in Abuja. Nobody have done anything. Nobody have challenged the DSS because it's scared of them. We are not scared of them. Everybody is scared.
Nobody has challenged the DSS. Nobody has challenged the DSS. Do you know why? he is trying now to also indict Barrister Ejiofor, because some of you may think that he is speaking on his behalf, because he's always using one stone to kill two birds. Telling you it was Nelly. Telling you now that the person who was talking about 50 million should stop talking about it. You know, when it was him who spoke about 50 million, now he is now telling you that the people in the DSS, nobody has challenged them because they are scared of this DSS. Of course, everybody is scared of people who carry gun in Nigeria. But you that say that you are not scared of them, why don't you go and represent these people? Because you say that you have experience with high-profile cases. Why did you not go there? You are not scared of them. Why can't you go there and defend these people? Or does your lawyer have limitation? Of course, you are a Nigerian. You started your law with whichever place. You have a jurisdiction in Nigeria. You are a Nigerian. So why did you not go and defend these people? Let's continue.
Come to Nigeria. When they see me talking, they say, come to Nigeria. It's a threat. When they are invited.
Of course, he is the one killing in the name of sit at home, in the name of gaining relevance. He killed our people just because he wants to be the one who called the shot, so that whenever he come and say that I will be sit at home today, you know, people will be very scared. And of course, you see how scared people will get because they already know that he's a killer. He's a killer. So when he says sit at home, because people are scared that you don't know whether these criminals is hashing is still there. That's the only reason why people are sitting at home. And I have heard reports. I've received reports. Even women who are going to farm, they say to themselves, no, let us run away from temptation. Because we don't know who will now come and attack us. Even old women going to farm, they actually lamented to me. That is exactly what is going on in Nigeria. It is him. Let's continue.
Inviting you to come to Nigeria, come and fight in Nigeria. They are inviting you. It's a threat. So, they are not inviting you to, to come. They are not inviting you to come and enjoy fresh air. They are not inviting you to come and enjoy something in Nigeria. They are inviting you for you to come so they will assassinate you. Now, what you saw, I want you to go around the world. Is there anywhere a security personnel or security agent will come at the ungodly hour, break into somebody's house, kidnap, kill, burn somebody alive?
So, eventually, you knew all these things, Simon. You knew all these things, and yet you came out to ask Barrister Ejiofor what he did with the 50 million here.
What you do is to go to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
You knew all these things, yet you came to ask Barrister Ejiofor here, what did he do with the 50 million that they gave to him? Just like the comment on the screen here, that by the way, is he suggesting that the person burnt was not Barrister Ejiofor's assistance? And if that is what he is suggesting, can he then tell who? He didn't tell you. He tell you that that person burnt is tall. I was expecting him to tell us who is that person burnt that is tall. I was expecting him to say who was that. He now jump into another thing, talking jargon. Now, of course, that's what you said. Ejiofor has, he said now, why does he want to know if Barrister Ejiofor has collected the 50 million? Is it that they can go kidnapping rampage on Ejiofor's family on order or to partake of the money or what? Exactly, I don't know why he is actually, it is his, let me actually look for where he said that.
So much. I always give them what I call ofo in Igbo language. Ejiofor come live to address the question of Asari Dokubo, whether that his claim was actually true or not. Be beginning to advocate for the state of Biafra, he must be very, very clearly to mention that to us. If he is ready to take part in the IPOB movement and agitation for Biafra, he must come very open. Because for now, the only business that Barrister Ejiofor have in Biafra struggle is to give us update about the legal proceedings, about the technicalities, about what they are doing and preparing for to defend Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and how he can be released unconditionally. Barrister Ejiofor,
about what he is preparing, so that when he finish prepare, he tell you, you will tell the enemy, this is what they have planned, this is what they have prepared. So in order for them to find a way to sabotage it, no wonder every time they will bring a new count charges in order to sabotage what they have prepared, because that is exactly what you were confessing here. He should come and tell you what he's preparing in order to his secret that he will use, he will discharge in court to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, so that you will find a way to relay it to the enemy, to sabotage it even before the court proceeding. There is something I want you to hear.
For have no business to come publicly to advocate or to speak on behalf of the criminals in the US. He has crossed the boundary. And that is unacceptable and will never be acceptable. I am going to not go too much and go deeper into what I'm about to do, but I will reserve it for the next time. But the question is this: the job of the legal team of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the legal team and Barrister Ejiofor have full knowledge of this particular human rights abuse. What was the reason you refused to raise alarm that I slept with pillow? For people for invading your house, we do not know whether that 50 million naira is measured. So can you be also very kind as somebody who is integrity person, investigated it, because you have already been to court and court have compensated you, which means there is an investigation, there is some kind of investigation, and there is some kind of information. So can you be also very kind as somebody who is integrity person, somebody who is whiter than white, to tell Biafrans, because we love you, who wanted to kill you. And we know that court have given you and granted you compensation. We want to also ask Barrister Ejiofor that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was arrested in 2015 and he was granted bail in 2017. His house was attacked, people were killed, and dogs were killed, animals were killed. He fled and saved his life. We want to ask Barrister Ejiofor, as the lead counsel of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is there a begin to disobey orders until we begin to rebel, until we begin to show how serious we are? You continue to, conceal this information and you didn't make it public until then. So we need to ask you, Barrister Ejiofor, to tell us. I have the knowledge and the intel that ever since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu arrived in Nigeria, he has not slept with pillow. The public and Biafran people are very eager to know. They are beginning to ask questions. For people for invading your house, we do not know whether that 50 are there attacking him. What was the reason of the assassination attempt? We want Barrister Ejiofor to also inform us and tell us Many times he has been attacked, and why are they attacking him? What was the reason of the assassination attempt in Barrister Ejiofor's house? That information is not yet public. We know that there are evidences, CCTV evidences. Court has also compensated you with 50 million naira as compensation for people for invading your house. We do not know whether that 50 million naira is also part of those who were killed, part of those who were burnt inside the car in your house. We do not know. But the public and Biafran people are very eager to know. They are beginning to ask questions. Person is the worst criminal on earth when the person did not engage you in a gun battle.
And together we,
in collaboration with some people within the IPOB, did in Barrister Ejiofor's house. And question mark, Biafrans should ask Nelly Ofebu the question I am going to ask today. I want Biafrans to listen very carefully and ask Nelly Ofebu question about the invasion of Barrister Ejiofor's house on the 6th of June, 2021. I want you all to understand the reason why a question must be asked. And I'm going to tell you, this is live broadcast, live and direct. And I'm going to ask you because that was when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was betrayed. That was when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu betrayal started in June last year. And by that attack, they have perfected to kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And like you all know, Nelly Ofebu confessed to her native doctor of having hand in the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Not only that, she confessed, the native doctor also confirmed it. So, because apart from that, all the evidences we have gathered against her begin to make sense. So I want to inform Biafrans that the beginning of the exposition of those behind the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu start now. We are not going to be distracted. This is needed. We are not going to, there are some things we are not going to make public yet. So I want entire Biafrans to understand that Nelly Ofebu confessed to her own native doctor that her hand was in the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
Only now you know.
And because of that, the native doctor did what he did and mandated her to go and apologize and confess. So this exposition is not just about we are coming to lay, because this is what she knows already. And there were also allegations of some people that are involved in it. So that is why those who are so desperate, when you look at them with one eye. Once you are bringing it on, if you cut in my video, post it everywhere, you know, the gods will be raging, you know, the power will be multiplying. That is exactly how I do my own sacrifice. So the more you are actually giving me a service. I don't pay for it. I am telling you the fact. This is a secret I'm giving you people today. So my own sacrifice is not with a human being. My own sacrifice is that you blackmail me, you slander my name. The more you do it, the more the hanemenadire and and you will keep wondering. On a thing he used to put something in his mouth when he's talking. I have seen all those videos like that. On a thing my brother, that is there telling them why no more you are the thing on. I come across a video. I come across a video of that woman, one woman like that. You say, IPOB autopilot is what they don't know is bigger than them. So we are going to ask Nigeria government from tomorrow, after this broadcast, why have they not accepted invading Barrister Ejiofor's house and burning somebody's alive? Why? So let us come to the footage. I will first of all bring the video of how they burnt Barrister Ejiofor's PA alive. I want you all to watch, because the case is still open. I want those who are genuine, the high-rank officers of the indigenous people of Biafra, to pay attention to what I'm about to explain. I will not explain it completely, but if you are close to the leadership, then, not now, you will get the point I'm trying to make. So this point I'm trying to make now is not for everybody. Okay? The point I want to make is not for everybody. It is for people that know. So I will speak in a coded language somehow. Because this case is still open. But I want to speak in a way that you will understand why Nelly could be alleged to have either masterminded or aided or have given vital information to the DSS to invade Barrister Ejiofor's house. Now, the reason why they will invade Barrister Ejiofor's house, elimination of anybody who could be of help to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu started.
Confession.
And not only Barrister Ejiofor, from the intel we gathered, not only Barrister Ejiofor, there are a lot of people that were targeted. And I'm going to explain to you people why this is what we have from our investigation. But I want you to watch what the Nigeria DSS did and tell me what kind of security. And like I said, the people I am talking to, you know yourselves. I want you to pay attention to the height, to the size of the person that was burnt to ashes by the DSS and Nigeria Army.
Okay, if he's saying pay attention to this height and the size, does it mean that the people you called to go and help Barrister Joe for that night was burnt alive? You called them to get burnt alive because you are now, first of all, you told us it was the secretary. And now you are telling us that the person is a big size, and you are not telling us whom that person big size is. So does it mean that you made a broadcast live when this thing was happening at 3 a.m. in the morning, Finland time? So you say this person is big and you know who is that person. And apparently you are not telling us who is the person. And you are now giving us a hint that the person you are talking about, the people you are talking about, they know themselves. What type of exposition is that? Are you exposing the criminality? Are you promoting the criminality? What exactly is it that you are doing here? Because I don't understand. I do not get it. You are measuring the size of the person burnt, which you told us that it was Barrister Jofor's secretary. Now, you are now measuring the size that the person is tall and long. Who is that? Who is that? Let's continue. After all, there was a place I was looking for where he said in Sima talked about 50 million given to Barrister Jofor, which was the reason why I played that video again for you to see where he said it himself. Now he is now talking about somebody else saying it. That is how he always blames his crime on other people. That's the reason why I pulled this back. But I know that I am not going to concentrate to find it. But after this video, I will try to chop it if I have time. Because most of the time we say we will not be able to get it because of time. But now let's continue. Let us continue. We have checked this side. Let's go forward.
Now we are going to watch the footage of how these people enter Barrister Jofor's house. Now watch. Now this is camera 2. They discovered camera 2 and they are going to destroy this camera 2.
Let's go, come on. Let's go, come on. Come on.
And the way they are matching the guy on the floor. This one, he sat on the guy. He sat on him. He sat on him. Yeah. From Barrister Jofor. You're okay, it is Barrister Jofor, it is not me. It could be you. Rocha Sokorocha was praying to God because it was EFCC. If the idea was to come and kill Rocha Sokorocha, you think you will be seeing all those things? No. So what you saw on Rocha Sokorocha own was because it is just EFCC, so they don't want to kill him yet. If they wanted to kill him, they would kill him, and nothing will happen. Who is going to protest for Rocha Sokorocha? Nobody. So it could be you, could be your father.
I think, great Biafrans, we are going to leave this here. We are going to leave this here. We are going to leave it here. When we have time, we will come back to it. Let us leave it here. Because I think he does not have much things to say, He doesn't have much to say. He has confessed. He has confessed the crime that they committed. Him and Nelly Ofebu. He has confessed the crime they committed. Him and Nelly Ofebu. That's one thing that you must know that is very, very important in this thing we are doing here. Actually, I am up for something. I am up for something. If you noticed, the energy is gone from this exposition. I'm up for something, because something came up I need to attend to. So we are going to leave it here, but we are going to break those videos down. We are going to break it down in due course. We are going to break it down in due course. Of course, we did it again, and tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow is another day. Until we meet again, stay safe, stay informed. Do not be deceived by all these people whom their words is very, very sharp as a razor, manipulative as chameleon. So make sure that you know yourself, and you know that you always activate your spirit to be intact, because they always use their juju, small juju, to get to those who are not having their spirit in check. And you will continue to promote them even when they are killing your people. You begin to continue to promote them even when they are destroying the struggle that you claim that you are fighting for. That's how it is. I am going to leave it here for today. Until we'll meet again tomorrow. Maybe we are coming back to it tomorrow. Stay safe and stay